hello. How's it going? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Carrie. And we're going to play Palia today along with thousands of other people. We're going to stream Palia today along with everybody. Everybody is streaming Palia today. Let's join them. I hope everyone had a great day. I've been fighting with this contact that's a brand new one. It's a brand new contact and I just put it in earlier. And like the whole time I've just been like, it's driving me crazy. So I thought, okay, maybe I got something on it. Hi, Gumps. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good day. So I thought, I don't know. I always, before, during, after, anytime I need to touch my contacts, I always wash my hands. So I wash my hands and I put in the new contact. I thought, well, I don't know, maybe cat hair got in there. I don't know, because cat hair is literally everywhere. I don't know. Brand new contacts, usually you pop them in and it's just a beautiful day. Anyway, so I was like, I guess I got something in it. And I took it out once already and cleaned it and put it back in. And then ever since then, it's felt like there's a bubble. Like there's a bubble underneath it. And then I'm like, oh no, I must have flipped it inside out. So I had to take it out again and now it's perfect. The saga of the contact. How's it going? How are ya? What's new? So I haven't checked out anything in Palia. Like I've been monitoring the category today because a friend of mine is on the front page. And then I noticed there's like 5 people on the front page in Palia today. Except for Joopy. Joopy got a massive raid earlier. I don't think Joopy's on the front page. But anyway, like everybody's on the front page with Palia. Everybody. It's either DJs or it's Palia. Oh no, I lied. Joopy is on the front page. Everybody's on the front page with Palia today. It's almost like they sponsored. Palia reached out to Twitch and was like, hey, for the people who apply for front page slots, I'd really appreciate it if you prioritize Palia. That's okay. I don't care. We'll still have a good time. So I have a lot of catching up to do. We did play the last 2 patches. Well, I know that Kate, another Carrie, and she has like 3 Carries in her chats. So every time I go to her chat, it's like a Carrie Palooza. Carrie is not sponsored, but the others might be. No, Carrie just applied through the partner Discord, and I was hoping to be able to apply for the partner Discord for my birthday, but as of right now, I don't qualify. So we'll just have to see how the next 2 weeks go, and if they go well, then maybe I can still apply. But yeah. But you know what? I don't care. So I was going to say we have played the last two patches consistently. Before that, I streamed one of the patches and then I missed one, so I had to play catch up. Same, I did. So there were like 2 patches that I missed that I played as catch up to other 2 patches. But for I've been consistently hopping in for Palia. So I don't feel too bad about it. Hi, Bruce. Hello.
Bruce Hilda just resubscribed for 35 months.
Yay! Thank you so much for the resub. Hello. I got hiccups. Thank you for the resub. Thank you very much for being a 35-month subscriber. That's incredible. I hope you're well. Hi, friend. Hello. So anyway, and I didn't even really notice that until I went through my VODs, because I've been publishing my VODs on my YouTube channel, which, it's nice that I'm doing that. It's a good exercise. I realize I lost quite a few in whatever I was going through. So in case you don't know, if you're not a streamer, you don't know, if you have Prime, your VODs are saved for 2 months and then they go away permanently. So because of that, I think long time span, I guess I get lazy and I forget, or mentally I'm just elsewhere and I forget. So there are quite a few VODs that I've lost. Plus I also did not save anything prior to when I made partner. Anyway, so I know there's quite a few that I've lost, but I've got a lot of them that are Palia that I've been uploading. Which I think will good, because I know the Palia, I think will be good, because the Palia partner program that's closed right now, but I know that it's invite only, and publishing content on YouTube I think will help me there. Anyway, I'd like to apply for that. They only ever invited that first round of people, and then since then people have been like invite only, so we'll see. But anyway, so I've got the patch notes up and ready to go. They loaded very slowly. I also needed to patch my Palia twice. Didn't patch the first time. It failed. That's not why I was late. I wish that was why I was late. I was late mostly just to, my day. I exercised today. And then I had to eat some leftover stroganoff. And next thing you know, it's 4:00 and I haven't done anything to prepare. So whatever. It's fine. This is fine. Yay, you too. Nice. Good job, us. Well, I realize that I'm the kind of person where my anxiety kind of gets out of control if I don't exercise, and I don't. I normally when I'm in my normal state of mind, I exercise anyway, because I'd really like to get back into running races again. Oh, hold on. I've got kind of a janky makeshift stability system that I devised earlier today, and I need to make a permanent version of it. Because, see, it's good now. Well, yeah, no, it's pretty good now. But yesterday, anytime I would like breathe in the direction of my camera, it would wobble. So I've stabilized it a little bit. The temporary solution. Anyway, so it was starting. It's tape, so the tape was starting to come off. You've been going outdoors almost every day now. Perfect. No, that's great. That's great. Gotta get sunlight. I understand it's better for you if you get it early in the morning. Which works for me because that's when, especially in the summer, it gets hot too quickly. Or it just stays hot from the night before. Speaking of hot, it's hot today, but I think it's going to start being incredibly cool. Oh, they've updated the. Well, it's still not even in the 100s. I posted a screenshot of our weather forecast a couple days ago, and our weather is in the 80s for the next week and change. 10-day forecast, the highest on here is 92, which is absolute chicanery. Absolute chicanery. Okay, so what I'd like to do is review the patch notes. I always review the patch notes when we have a new patch. I have a feeling they might be lengthy, but it's okay. We'll review the patch notes, and then I would love to log in and check out Palia. I wanted to try to figure out a way to run a giveaway. I know a lot of people are giving away gift outfits. I didn't log in early enough so that I could buy some coins, and I'm not going to do that live because I don't want it to expose my info. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Anyway, so thank you for being here. I hope you all had a wonderful day. And let's go ahead and get started. Take a peek at the patch notes. The patch notes. Patch notes. Oh. Okay, that explains that. There we go. Okay. What's the big thing with this new update, new area? Yes. Lots of things. So we'll be covering that when we review these patch notes here. So this is their first expansion. So they are adding a new zone, new quests, new everything. New everything. So that's what the big thing is it's a new zone. And they first teased a new zone at least 6 months ago, if not longer. So this is our first new zone.
Hey.
It looks very purple and mystical and beautiful. Hi, Zephys. Oh, I didn't add. Oh, shucks. I was going to make a tadpole command for you, but I didn't do it yet. At least I'm streaming. I deserve credit for that. How's it going? Good to see you. Hope you had a good day. All right, so that's what the big deal is. It's a brand new zone and all kinds of new stuff to go with it. New creatures, new quests, new recipes, new bugs and fish and all of that. And I believe I saw earlier in my email that I skimmed over that they sent me a new villager. So I believe that all of that is included in this update. All right, an ancient overgrown forest teeming with magic. Palia's biggest update to date. Discover powerful artifacts, relics, complete exciting new quests, meet mischievous but cute critters, find loads of new collectibles, decor, and so much more. All right, it's a new zone. And another big thing that happened this time is they finally released it on PlayStation and Xbox. So I think it's basically as cross-platform as it can get. They have their standalone PC client, Steam client. It was already on the Nintendo Switch. Now it's PlayStation and Xbox. And I'm assuming in the same way with the Switch, I'm assuming it's cross-platform. All right, so a new chapter in the main story, new quests, benefits of ancient artifacts and powerful relics. So that would be something that's new added to the game. Rid the forest of infection and collect essence. That was another thing I noticed in the little summary email they sent out. A mysterious villager with Umbran roots. Let's see. Hunt, fish, forage, and collect both mischievous and adorable critters. The Ogopu, Shmol, and Rock Hopper. More free makeup. Nice. Lipstick, blush, hairstyles, skin tones, and hair colors. And I noticed, let me think. Where did I hear it? Oh, I think it was when I was hanging out in Carrie's stream. There was someone that made a comment that they really wish this game, it's a quite inclusive game, but they wish that they included different body types. And I agree with that too. I think if you want your character to be thick, you should be able to make them thick. Like my ESO character, my Templar, she thick. And I like that you can adjust the body type on that game. Let's see. Elegant Underwood and Umbran decor. Quality of life updates. We love that. Brand new starter pack and founders pack for Palia's best deal ever on premium store content. Refer a friend or 5 to receive Elderwood Fungi plushes. That reminds me, I wanted to get my my code. I forgot it. Connect your Palia account to your PS5 and Xbox to receive awesome rewards. Okay, I might have to do that. And maybe I could play it on the Xbox. To try to see how it goes, because I don't play with a controller now. I probably could. I wonder what that'd be like. Of course, the premium store has fresh new styles. Okay, let's see. Elderwood Essentials, an entirely new adventure zone, a whole new map filled with new content. For every skill in the game, new gameplay systems for players to experience. Oh, new gameplay systems. Okay. And another chapter in the main story at the highest level. There's a new map. A new chapter of the story, as I said. A new villager joining the cast of Palia. Oops. Didn't mean to scroll. Search for artifacts. An ability to craft relics. A new equipment type. Ooh, a new equipment type. Neat. Provides buffs not only to yourself, but to your party. Okay, that's nice. New gatherables, including a new wood type. And forage you can knock down. Oh, interesting. Changes to mining, making Palium a more abundant resource and introducing dedicated mining nodes for gold and silver. That's amazing. We love that. Dedicated mining nodes for gold and silver. That's incredible. New huntable creatures and plushies. Not that I get very many of those. Hi, Charmy dear. Yeah, we are. We're doing Palia today. Okay, so I have terrible luck with collecting plushies. I really have only gotten a few of them. It's fine. New insects, a new frog-like critter called the rockhopper, new fish, including sharks, new garden crops. Ooh, new garden crops. Nice. A new set of cooking recipes, making use of things in Elderwood. Love it. Largest single patch of decor, including multiple new furniture sets. Courier pets. So courier pets, that is another new, that must be one of the new systems that they're talking about. Courier pets. Decor limits have increased on housing from 3,000 to 3,500. Perfect. As for plushies, can get up to 5 from referrals, or did I read that wrong? Yes. So Charmy, do you remember in your Palia account, you could get a referral link, and if 5 people used your link to sign up to start playing Palia, you would get the chappa. There's like a sweater and a beanie, and then the glider, right? So they're doing something similar. It's a referral campaign, and I believe it only works if they're new players. Making more accounts. Oh gosh, Charmy. I never thought of that. Anyway, so yeah, I suppose that would be what that would probably work. Gmail's easy. Yeah, I mean, they all are these days, quite frankly. Okay, perfect. To help players navigate the range of experiences in Elderwood, we've created a central page in the player menu to be your one-stop shop for what you can accomplish in Elderwood. Okay, so we'll need to be looking for the new page in the player menu. Let's see. So the Elderwood is a lush, overgrown forest with magic, where a different sub-race of Majiri called the Umbra once inhabited. All players will immediately gain access to Elderwood, but we highly recommend having fine tools, as well as completing the Temples questline up through Rooted in Place before diving too far into the map. And I have done that, so I should be good to go. The entrance is in the northern part of Bahari, between Tamala's house and the housing plot gate. That's what I thought, because this screenshot, this image that we're looking at here, it was nothing. There was like nothing there, and then there was this like little entrance, like there was like it was like carved out, I think, and then there was like a door that looked like it was broken, so they kind of like slowly added it in. If I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's see. New to the Elderwood is a requirement to find each of the stables in order to unlock travel to those locations. Okay, that's similar to other MMORPGs, right? Once you found the Elderwood, central stables, you'll be able to use the stables throughout the world. To travel directly to Elderwood, as a reward for finding all of the stables, Nayo will give you a recipe to craft your very own stable sign. Oh, cool. Let's see. A whole batch of side quests, a new villager to meet. Great. Villagers will also see some changes to their schedules now that Elderwood has opened. We'll let you all discover exactly what those changes are as you progress through the expansion. Okay, great. Players that are all caught up with our main story will see things kick off immediately when they log in. Okay, with the Elderwood opening cinematic, some of the new systems in Elderwood do require main story progression, so we recommend all players get caught up. Specifically, you'll want to have completed these quests, and these are the quests for the other vaults. Players do not need to complete the Night Sky bundles to engage with Elderwood's main story quests. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Tamala's potion shop. Tamala is finally opening her wares and sharing some of her concoctions. I wondered if that would ever be the case. Once you progress... Oh, wait a minute. I see something up above that I missed. Let me I skipped this whole paragraph and I didn't even. While you explore the Elderwood, you'll come across a variety of guide and discovery quests that expand on the history of this map and introduce various new mechanics. To help players uncover these quests, some will be marked on the map. Nice. Guide and discovery quests. Okay, cool. I dig that. Let's see. Let's shift my chair. I needed to move the feet. Okay, so that I can move it up a little bit. There we go. All right, so anyway, Atmala is finally opening her wares. Tamala, I don't know. Opening her wares and sharing her concoctions. Once you progress through and complete the Nature of Shadows quest, you'll be able to purchase unique items such as an anti-slime potion. Oh, and one of our new garden crops. For players who want to travel back home more easily, once you complete the quest Where the Hearth Is, Tamala will also sell you a hearth potion, which will let you travel home at any point. So, all right. I wonder if the button will still be on the map. Once players complete the Something Wicked quest, Subira will allow you to purchase some grab bags of items from the Elderwood. These are perfect options if you want to finish your Elderwood collection, but maybe don't enjoy a given skill. Oh, okay. I wonder if Subira will be doing anything any different, or if she's still just going to be in the in-room all day. Meet Ulfi. Ulfe? My instinct was Ulfi, so that's what we'll go with. Ulfi is the newest villager joining the cast of Palia, a young Umbron boy who's been living in the Elderwood for a while. The Umbrons are a different subrace of Majiri that have a more favorable view on the use of flow. That makes sense if they live in a magical forest. While Ulfi is excited to meet all of you, he takes his time in order to get to know a new friend. Your friendship with him will be able to grow in future patches. Okay. With the introduction of Elderwood, the villagers seem to have taken notice, and there are a few updates in kind. Let's see. Villagers seem to have various villagers will have new daily dialogues. Materials found in Elderwood have been added to weekly wants. Nice. Items from Elderwood are Tier 3 and Tier 4 weekly wants. Villagers will accept new materials from the Elderwood as gifts. Okay, perfect. Artifacts and discoverables. One of the core goals with adventure zones. Okay, so we know Elderwood they're calling it an adventure zone, but it sounds like it's a new thing, right? Adventure zones. Perhaps there'll be more in the future. Anyway, there are to provide a feeling of surprise and delight around every corner. Okay, sounds promising. As you explore, you'll find a mysterious substance that has infected the Elderwood, as well as new decor, Umbron shrines, rummage piles, and treasure chests. Very nice. Oh, goodness. Throughout the map, players will find various gathering items infected by an unknown magical essence. Collecting this essence requires unique materials and equipment specific to the Elderwood. As players continue through Elderwood's main story, they'll unlock the ability to craft the necessary materials to collect the infected items. Okay. Infected essence is a major part of Elderwood's new gathering experience, and by acquiring it, players will be able to acquire new recipes and gameplay benefits. All right, so there's an Elderwood decor set. You'll find pieces of the furniture left behind from the Umbrans. Okay, the first time you interact with one of these pieces, you'll meet Binny. Binny is a ravenous little pixie. Piksii. I love that. That would be a cool Twitch username. Who would like some of that infected essence that's been showing up. Once you provide Binny with the appropriate amount of infected essence, they'll teach you the recipe to craft that item. Okay. Don't worry if you don't have enough infected essence when you find an item. The map will automatically track the location of any Elderwood decor piece you found until you've acquired it. That's definitely quality of life. Perfect. Umbran shrines hidden throughout the map and require the player to offer a unique sacred flower, which can be acquired from the following sources. Hidden throughout Elderwood from various main story guide and discovery quests, purchased from Tamala's store, hunting waveback Ogopoos, and pixie schmoles. Okay. Similar to Elderwood decor set, if you find an Umbran shrine, it will remain marked on your map until you complete the offering. That's very nice. It's great quality of life. Right, Gumps? I know. I know. All right. Oh, it's got one of those statues. We found statues similar to this in Bahari. Right? As a reward for offering a sacred flower, players can receive artifacts in various resource packs. Nice, with the Elderwood materials, love it. Rummage piles. With each real world day, players can find 2 rummage piles hidden within the Elderwood. Okay, nice. These locations are the same for every player each day. In order to gain the rewards, you'll need to use their hoe. Okay. Clear the dirt before grabbing the items. Good to know. Treasure chests. It wouldn't be a new map without new treasure chests. Players will find these hidden throughout Elderwood. Open them to receive a variety of rewards, including recipes. Perfect. Oh, we're going to do that for sure. Right? Let's see. Strange things. Oh. Give me just one moment. Please. I just remember there was an update to lurk bait. I wonder if the warning about the Twitch... Nope. Still there. Shucks. We are going to relocate the lurk bait. I'm going to move it up and make it a tiny bit smaller. There we go. There we go. That's where the lurk bait's going to be. It's the same as all the other scenes, I think. Most of them have the lurk bait up in that corner. All right. Great. All right. Strange things abound in the Elderwood. And where there is strange, I intend to be close behind. One mustn't be afraid to get dirty in the pursuit of the unknown. So grab your shovel and help uncover the secrets of the past. Together we'll prove what science has dismissed. And don't worry. I'll be sure to reward you handsomely for anything you find. I've been working on some bright eye hunting gear I think you'll find quite exciting. Nice, Eloisa. What my sister means to say is that we would appreciate your assistance in recovering lost artifacts within the Elderwood so that we may donate them to the Umbran Museum of History in Nocturne. Ooh, Nocturne. Where's that? You know, speaking of adventure zones, that's another area that they have mentioned that we don't know about. So throughout the first part of through Palia, where there was Kilima and Bahari, they would often talk about Bahari City. And we don't know where that is or how to get there. Now, where is Nocturne? Is this going to be an area that we'll eventually get to go to? I would like to see both. And please, if she starts talking about Flothman again, do us both a favor and do not engage. As players explore and progress through the Elderwood, they'll uncover various artifacts. Great. Artifacts are a vital part of Elderwood's gathering experience. By completing a set of artifacts, the player will be able to acquire the schematics to relics, a new equipment type. Okay. If you want to maximize your capabilities in the Elderwood, you want to work together to acquire and level up each of these relics. Okay. So when you're in a party, you can work together on the relics. Love that. Artifacts can be found primarily through Umbran shrines and rummage piles. It can also be traded with other players at the Elderwood Central Stables. Now that's a new mechanic. Well, so there is kind of a trading system, right? You can request some materials and others can fulfill the requests, right? But that's really the only way to exchange items at all in the game. So this says Trade it with other players at Elderwood Central Stables. If you happen to find a piece you already have, try offering it up to trade with another player in order to complete a set. Perfect. So it sounds like another new game system. They did allude to that at the beginning of the notes. The ability to trade artifacts and help each other acquire the pieces that you need. Love it. That's very on brand for Palia. Upon acquiring your first artifact, you'll receive the pieces of the past quest, guide you through how the system works. You can submit any artifacts you find at the central stables near the southern exit. The central stables, I'm assuming, within Elderwood. Let's see. Relics are a new piece of equipment. They can be leveled up to provide you and your party stronger buffs. Each player in your party can equip a unique relic, sharing its benefits with other party members. Oh, nice. Relics can only be equipped within the Elderwood Central Stables. Oh, interesting. So it would kind of become a meeting hub. You would want to join up with your party there and then determine which amulet you'll use. So Bright Eye amulets are buffs to essence. Elderwood Idol allows you to track infected forage. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Bags of Illusion allow you to directly interact with infected forage without the use of special equipment or potions. Oh, okay. Guiding Lantern boosts the tier of other relics equipped by your party members. Oh. That's a nice mechanic. Okay, cool. In order to acquire relics, you'll need to complete artifacts. By completing an artifact, you'll earn Eloisa Fun Bucks. That's adorable, which can be exchanged for the necessary schematics to craft a relic via the register near where you donate. Okay, so a lot of this is happening in the central stables of Elderwood. Relics can be crafted in the Elderwood Central Stables near the waterfall. To craft and upgrade relics, you'll need a few unique items: enchanting runestones and finishing runestones. Okay, so, oh great. So there are some sources of these. Hidden, main story, purchase from Tamala's store. Then the finishing runestones, again, a purchase. And these are accomplishments. Great. Paying respects and top donator. I wonder if these will be weekly accomplishments. That way you can acquire 2 runestones a week just through doing your accomplishments. That would be nice. Okay. For players who really want to show off their prowess, you can unlock a unique nameplate by leveling every relic up to tier 4. Ooh, fancy. Love it. As part of Elderwood's release, we're making larger changes to material acquisition. Palladium is now exclusively found in Elderwood and is as abundant in Elderwood as iron is in Bahari. Because Palladium is significantly easier to acquire, we're increasing the amount of Palladium bars necessary to craft exquisite tools to be in line with other tool tiers. That seems fair. XP values from Palladium nodes have also been adjusted to account for the increased availability. A new type of stone, white stone, is an uncommon drop from stone nodes. Okay. White stone can also be refined at the smelter to create white stone slabs. Nice. Recipe for white stone slabs can be purchased at Hodari's mining store. A new type of ore, platinum, can now be found in rare dedicated nodes across Elderwood. So platinum becomes the new Palladium, right? Palladium ore can be refined into platinum bars. Oh, sorry, I read it as Palladium, but it's platinum. Platinum ore can be refined into platinum bars. Recipe for platinum bars can be purchased at Hodari's mining store. So we'll want to grab that. Fear not, we've been very happy with the gameplay experience around Palladium and are going to replace it with new dedicated nodes for silver and gold. That's an amazing quality of life update as well. You can now chase the materials for that honey lure. Nice. That's perfect. Silver nodes can now be found rarely across Kilima Village. Silver nodes will drop the same star stones as copper nodes, and gold nodes can be found rarely across Bahari Bay. Gold nodes drop the same star stones as iron nodes. That makes sense. Lastly, the ore compass has been updated to work with all of the above changes. It will now track the following nodes: all silver, gold, and platinum nodes. Large-sized stone, white stone, copper, iron, and pallium. I didn't realize that it would track large-sized nodes. I wonder if that's new. I never used an ore compass before. So, and I think that's probably because early on I had a really decent supply of pallium. Because early on in the game, because I started at the closed beta, early on in the game, pallium was found in certain spots and pretty much reliably just in those certain spots, and they were kind of hidden. So if you knew where to go to get the pallium, well, you were the one to get the pallium. And I would often, early on in my days, I would stay up all hours of the morning playing Palia, and there wouldn't be many people on, and it was a great opportunity. Not only because I knew where to find the pallium, but because there was no one else around. So, I mean, that could be why I never used any of those ore compass. I never had the need for it. Okay. Foraging. Many of the Phoenix's children have come to me of late asking how they might minimize their impact on the natural world. If you, like me, avoid consuming animal products, I believe some of the resources noted below with a green heart to be suitable substitutes in recipes that call for them. Oh, okay. I especially suggest you try the veggie chili. I believe I left the recipe lying around in my room somewhere. That's awesome. Within Elderwood, we're introducing a wide variety of new gatherable types and materials. Various items found across the Elderwood are used for crafting the new decor sets or used in cooking dishes that are new. A new type of wood, ancient wood. Ancient trees will sometimes drop a seed that players can plant on their plot. Nice. Okay. Rarely, ancient wood will drop a high-value ancient amber. Ooh, orchids, lotuses, elderflower is an epic flower that's very hard to find. Okay, so that's probably like the lily, right? Another item that has a couple of choice spawn locations in Bahari, and if you know where to find them. I have quite a few of those too. Okay, great. Staircase mushrooms. When foraging a staircase mushroom, players have a chance to learn the recipe to muskin, a leather-like material crafted at the fabric loom from any mushroom. Neat. Floatfish mushrooms, elder clam mushrooms. These can be opened to acquire elder clam mushroom meat and rarely a black pearl. Elder clam mushroom meat can be used in any cooking dish that requires any red meat. Nice. Flotatoes. Just casually dropping in flotatoes. Batterfly beans. On occasion, players will acquire a batterfly bean seed when foraging, which can be planted. Yay! Batterfly beans. Okay. The dowsing rod will track new, rare, epic, and legendary forage found within Elderwood. There are 2 accomplishments for collecting all forageables within the Elderwood. Love it. Probably normal quality and a star quality, right? That would be my guess. Additionally, we are introducing shootable forage. Shootable forage. Batterfly beans for veggie chili. Probably. They don't have a green heart, but that could be a new recipe. Yeah, I haven't played it yet, so I don't really know. Okay, so shootable forage into the game. On some trees in the Bahari Bay and Elderwood, players will see items hanging from trees. Oh. Players can use an arrow to shoot down the forage or chop the tree to get the item. Honey can be gathered from beehives on pine trees in Bahari Bay and the Elderwood. Copa nuts can be found on ancient trees in the Elderwood. These must be the copa nuts. You haven't played yet. Just want that chili recipe you read about earlier. Nice. Well, there's the one that Shane said is in his room. Yep. The veggie chili recipe is in his room. So we'll have to go check out where to find that. I mean, in his room. Okay, hunting creatures. As players explore Elderwood, they'll come across a couple new creatures to hunt. The Ogopu and the Shmole. Ogopu is a feisty one and is the first creature in Palia that will hit you back. Are they introducing combat? But in our own cozy way, when alerted, the Ogopu can spit sticky slime at you, slowing your ability to move in the map. Not only that, but the Ogopu are beefy and will require a number of arrows to take down. We recommend fine arrows and a party. Okay. There are 3 types of Ogopu: the regular, the emerald, and the waveback. Hunter's Horn will track the wavebacks. Players can acquire Ogopu meat and Ogopu skin. Meat can be used as a fish replacement in dishes that allow fish. Oh, Ogopu meat can be used as a fish replacement. Nice. On occasion, the player may also acquire Ogopu scale, emerald scale, waveback scale from their respective types. For plushie collectors, each Ogopu type has a plush. 2 new hunting accomplishments have been added. The slimed accomplishment for collecting each type of scale will award the Ogopu mounted trophy. Nice. And this is the other creature. It's called a Shmole. Shmole. The Shmole is a wholly new paradigm for hunting. Across Elderwood, players will find networks of Shmole holes. Shmole holes. I hope I didn't just say something in another language that was offensive. I'm just trying to be goofy. Anyway, they contain multiple Shmoles. These little ones are tricky to catch. When alerted, they will dive back into their hole and pop out somewhere within the network. Sort of like a multiplayer version of Whack-A-Mole. Whack-A-Shmole. Shmoles will wait patiently for players who are trying to solo and need to find where they popped up. But for hunting parties, players can split up and manage a few holes each. The Shmole holes. There are 3 types of Shmole: regular, elder, and pixie. Hunter's Horn will track the pixie. Shmoles primarily drop various types of mushrooms. That makes sense. On occasion, the player may also acquire a Shmole spore from their respective types. For plushie collectors, there will be a rare plush. 2 new hunting accomplishments. Makes sense. The Whack-A-Shmole accomplishment will award the Shmole mounted trophy. Global balance changes. In addition to the new hunting creatures, we've made a number of adjustments to hunting across the game. We've gotten feedback that our hunting creatures get spooked too easily and are making some changes to make it easier to sneak up on them. Oh, okay. Greatly reduce the angle at which creatures could spot you. They have more tunnel vision now. Slightly reduced range at which loud sounds will cause creatures to flee. I mean, that's fair. They could have not done that and it would have been fair. Lethargy arrows have the following adjustments. Wait, lethargy arrows? What the heck is a lethargy arrow? I see, this is how far behind I am. It must have been added recently. Because there's like the slowdown arrow. Did they rename the slowdown arrow to a lethargy arrow? Are we stepping up our vocabulary game? Greatly increase slow effect duration. Slightly decrease the effect the slow has on all creatures. Oh, slightly decrease the... Well, I mean, it used to slow them down a ton. Slightly decrease the damage the arrow does. Tier 3 creatures no longer remove the slow effect when using their own abilities. That is really nice. These changes should give a clearer identity to the lethargy arrow, while also better supporting the new hunting creatures in Elderwood. Okay. Slightly reduce the sprint speed of all Cernuk. Slightly reduced Elder Cernuk help. I mean, I don't have a huge issue catching, with Elder Cernuk or a lot of Cernuk. You really have to use the lethargy arrows. But with the Elder Cernuk, like in that case, you'd have to like switch and switching arrows is a bit clunky. Insect catching, well, switching any kind of ammunition is kind of clunky. Okay, so a range of new insects to collect, including new types such as the pixie and the rockhopper. Buzzy Jar will now track rare, epic, and legendary insects, of course, in the Elderwood. 3 new accomplishments have been added, of course. Elderwood Entomologist for collecting all base Elderwood insects. I mean, it looks like a frog with button eyes. The Master Elderwood Entomologist accomplishment for collecting all star quality insects will award the Elderwood Shadow Box. Love those shadow boxes. Right, Gums? It looks like a froogie with button eyes. Grumpy Granite Rockhopper. Flamehorned Rockhopper. Grumpy Granite Rockhopper. It is impossible to tell if this rockhopper is genuinely mad at you or if its face just looks that way. Flamehorned Rockhopper. Despite its name, its horns are as cool and slimy to the touch as the rest of the rockhopper. Will-o-wisp Rockhopper is pale and glows softly in the dark. Blushing Batterfly, a batterfly that spends most of its time flitting amongst the bioluminescent foliage. Okay. Sunburst Batterfly. Batterfly thrives under the meager light of Elderwood. Oh, I see. So the blushing batterfly prefers the dark and the sunburst prefers the light. That probably alludes to the time of day in which you can find them. Daytime, nighttime, right? Draugr Beetle. One might mistake the bright coloring on its armor for natural markings, but they're actually a sign of the parasitic fungus. Oh, that is taking control of the beetle. Oh, my goodness. Blood Beetle, named for the startling red marks across the beetle's exoskeleton. Despite the name, they actually prefer feasting on pixie berries over anything sanguine. Cave Pixie lives under the staircase mushrooms. Oh, so that sounds like when you're trying to collect the mushrooms, these guys will pop up kind of like ladybugs. Veil Pixie are said to form in the flow of those unable to cross the veil. Strange that so many would populate Elderwood. Interesting. All right, new fishes. It looks like a shark. It's a shark. Sharks and floatfish. The fish in Elderwood are more difficult to catch on average than fish from Bahari and Kilima. We advise players who want to catch the rarest ones to use Palium tools and every buff at their disposal. That's kind of how it is now, especially if you want to finish your bundles, right? Some of those super rare fish, they definitely require you use a buff and an attachment to your fishing rod, right? Let's see. New accomplishments, of course, in alignment with the other ones. Ancient Koi. Angelfish, be not afraid. Bronze Bluegill, Devilfish, Illyru, Eel, Devilfish. Actually not that bad a guy. Let's see. Illyru, Eel. Wow, a mermaid. Murmurs of a mermaid in the water brought curious fishers from across Bahari Island to these woods in hopes they could catch sight of such a majestic creature. The Inirevan mermaid is likely not what they pictured. I think that's how you say that. Who knows? Yeah, fishing. Perfect. Right on point. Lake shark, just when you thought lakes were safe. There are lake sharks. Majiri of War. Moths. Moths make me think of alligators. There's a shark. It's a type of shark. Okay. Midnight floatfish. Mini mullet. Mossy fin. So lots of fishes. Lots of fishes. Let's see. Fishing catch rates have changed globally. Okay. Have to head to bed. Thank you for stopping in, Bruce. I hope you have a great sleep. We'll see you again soon. Have a good night. Catching fish rates have changed globally. Alongside the Elderwood, we've reworked how fishing catches are determined across the game, resulting in changes to all catch rates for items and fishing. These changes are systemic, meaning there was no explicit goal to increase or decrease any given item, but it would not be possible to match the previous catch rates. That said, we believe that this will result in more chances for players to catch hard to acquire fish. In general, most fish required for Night Sky Temple bundles are more likely to appear. I was just talking about that. Makeshift chests are more likely to appear when not using bait, and less likely to appear when you use worms and glowworms. Okay, that seems logical. When no bait is used, common fish will be more likely to appear, and uncommon less likely. When using worms, common fish will be less likely to appear, and uncommon fish, okay. And then when using glowworms, epic fish will be more likely to appear. That does make sense. To pull back the curtain, we want to be able to make more fish and be able to do more with fishing. This system was one of our oldest and was painful for us to work in as we look to the future. These changes allow us to author fish more efficiently and reliably, while also making it easier to introduce new types of fish or items to the fishing experience. The new fish in Elderwood forced us to dive back into the system and realize changes were necessary to continue to create more fish and new types of fish. I think that all sounds really great. A really nice logical system. Gardening and cooking. Batterfly beans are a new 2x2 crop. And rockhopper pumpkins are a new multi-harvest 2x2 crop. Oh, they're both multi-harvest 2x2 crops. Okay. Beans can be found at the bases of large trees around Elderwood. Bean seeds will occasionally be acquired when gathering beans. Makes sense. Players can unlock the canned beans recipe for preserves jars. That's nice. By completing the Bean Tycoon accomplishment. A bean tycoon. Pumpkins. Seeds can be acquired from Tamala's potion store. Unlock the canned pumpkin recipe. Perfect. Pumpkin purveyor accomplishment. You can't have new gardening crops without some new cooking dishes. There's a bean burger. Nice. I love how it lists here all of the locations. Bean burger is found in the Elderwood. Candied copa nuts are in Odie's room. Howdy. Elderwood pie. Nice. Little Bumble's pie discovery quest. Oh, okay. Flotato fries. Found in the Elderwood. Fruit smoothie bowls in Nayo's room, Eloise's room, Najuma's room. So I like that they've added new recipes to these rooms. So already completing the friendship for these villagers is going to come in handy. And we can just go in and get the recipes that we want. Reth's cooking store at level 8 or level 6 for pumpkin stew and soon tofu. Eshe's room, Shane's room. Okay, I'm glad they put it in like a little table. It's very useful. Let's see. Decor limit increase. We already chatted about that. Not only increasing releasing 2 furniture sets, but also providing several additional smaller items. I love that. That is one of the things that I have complained about in the past, is the inability to really decorate shelves and like bookshelves. There's only a few things that you can actually decorate with, and I have submitted the feedback about the jars twice. Like the preserves jars, like the little jelly jars, and all of the little vegetables and everything that we can make in the preserve jars. Those would make the cutest decor for your kitchen. Why can't we put jelly jars in our kitchen? But yeah, there is a lack of smaller items that will fit on the shelves. So hopefully we'll be able to check some of those out. We've been working on delivering a wide range of performance optimizations, being conservative on this increase to ensure things remain stable, as well as some headroom for the future to add more to the plot. We love that. The Umbron decor set is your go-to if you want to feel like an Umbron. The Umbron starter pack can be acquired from Tish's Furniture Making Store for 7,500 gold. These decor items can be tinted at the modification bench. Nice. Ooh, very pretty. We love the purple, the pinky and purple colors. Nightstand, bed, chair, couch, table. bookshelf, wall shelf, wardrobe, dresser, mush lamp. Oh, from inspiration. So you get these from the starter recipes, and then the rest are acquired from inspiration. Inspiration, loved it. And then, as always, our rugs are in the black market. But I love that the rest of these are all inspiration. I really admire that system. I think it is great. The Elderwood decor set is found entirely within the Elderwood map. Go explore the map to find every recipe. These items can be tinted at the modification bench. Cute. Armchair, couch, end table, wardrobe, mossy rug. Oh. So are these the items themselves? No, these are recipes. These are recipes. Okay. Okay. Hold on, I've got a notification. I think I got a drop. Maybe, probably. Now eligible to get rewards for Palia. Ooh, let's claim them. 20 ancient wood, 20 whitestone, 10 whitestone slabs, and elder clam mushrooms. Perfect. I got my first drop. Hopefully you all got your drops too. Or are working on them. I forgot to mention there are drops. I'm sure you all know that. Okay. Okay, so all of these recipes for the Elderwood set are found in Elderwood. Okay. There is an accomplishment for crafting the full set. Yeah, that tracks. In addition to the above sets, we have a range of additional decor items that can be acquired through the Elderwood expansion. Some of these items were already noted above in the patch notes. This white furnishing here looks like the grow it all out set. I know I'm saying that wrong. Anyway, I love it. It would be a good... Ooh, a harp. Neat. It would be a cool addition to that plot one of these days. One of these days. A stable sign. Ogopu plush. Shmuel plush. Okay, so the trophies and the plushes we've talked about. Mermaid chair from the mermaid chair, lamp, and harp are from a discovery quest. Eloise's moon dial from a quest. Aristocrat mirror, votive candle, copper teapot. Grow all out. I did say it right. Grow all out. Gazebo. Fit for a queen bee discovery quest. Love that. Okay. Gil 522. Interesting. A pixie grove. Complete the Elderwood main story. So this looks like the pixie grove right here, maybe? I love the grow all out gazebo. Perfect. I appreciate that they're adding new pieces to existing sets. Well, that might be the only one, but it's a nice addition. Ooh, there's a map. Social menu updates. We've reworked our social menu to provide much more up-to-date information on your friends and players on the server. I think that's probably really needed, right? The social menu updates. Accepting a friend request will be significantly more responsive, along with locations of your friends in the world of Palia. Additionally, all items in Elderwood expansion have been added to the request system. Nice. Ooh, look at this map. This looks really large. Is this going to be about the same size as Bahari? Or even Kilima? They're both pretty large. Okay, all right. Central Stables is here. All right, so they've provided locations on the map in these notes. Love it. Early game improvements. Made some updates to the initial experience for new players. Nice. Okay. This mostly impacts the first hour of the game, with some smaller changes and ripple effects through the first 5 hours or so. A few main goals for these changes: to provide a clearer guidance on how to play Palia, get players into the home decoration experience earlier, provide more guidance on how to learn the skills. Introducing some improvements to the game we have made post-launch into the early part of the game. Some examples of changes. There's a quest called Welcome to Palia. Players now start with a broken down house to repair. that could be fun to do. Make another account and check out the new player experience. Ashura and Hodari stay on the player's plot throughout the quest to give guidance and field any questions about their muscles. You can make a Switch account. Well, the account do you mean like Switch is in another account that you could use, or do you mean like Nintendo? Because I don't think they're platform specific. And I want to say I had another account that I started with. I made a new account because I wanted to record Palia guides when I was brand new to Palia, and I never followed up on it. But it might be nice to make another account to experience this new experience the new experience. It's like grounded to the ground. Nintendo, I have not bound a Palia account to it. Oh, gotcha. Perfect. I can do that for Xbox, right? Yeah, I'm gonna need to update that. Anyway, my hand is swollen. My ring is very tight. I'm gonna have to loosen it a little bit. There we go. All right. So players are now asked to craft decor. Learning the ropes, players will now acquire their tools from Aoni, Hassian, and Einar directly to strengthen the tutorialization of the tools. Yeah, good idea, Gums. Kenley's quest now teaches you how to expand your house instead of teaching you how to build the main house. Made some villagers easier to find in Kilima during these quests. Several early conversations now have 2 villagers at the same time. Okie dokie. To get ready for all the new players, we wanted to take everything we've learned and built since launch to make an introduction to Palia as smooth and clear as possible. Excuse me. We've preserved the freedom to explore while improving the early game questline, smoothing out how it leads to the temple's questline, giving more guidance on skills and housing, and a number of little polish pieces. Nice. Okay, that would be kind of fun to do sometime. Makeup, hair, skin, character creation, all updated. You can change your lip color. Patterns and colors. Patterns and colors for your lips. You did experience that with one of your new characters. You liked it much better than the original start of the game. It makes it way easier on the new players. That's good. I would love to experience that. So I will definitely be making another account and we'll check it out on a future stream. So there's a bunch of different lips and lip colors. Ooh, face. Oh, so there's some really cool face markings or blush. Oh, and you can set the opacity of it. Cool. 7 patterns and 11 colors. Switch up your hair with 2 iconic long hairstyles and 15 new hair colors. You know what? I would really get yourself a new plushie. Yeah, oh, I will. I would love, when it comes to hairstyles, some additional curly hairstyles. I know that there's 1 or 2 in there. There is one curly hairstyle that has a bang, but it's like shoulder length and it's cute. I don't like in that hairstyle, I don't like the pattern for the second color. And then the other curly hairstyles are like up. So like there's the one with the big piggy buns, which are also really cute, but it would be nice to just see like a long wavy / curly hairstyle. For obvious reasons, personally. Anyway, let's see. Also made several upgrades to character creation. The new preset button cycles through presets. The random button will select a random item within the tab that you are in. The skin tab has been renamed to makeup. Okay. 7 new eyeliners, 10 new skin tones, or makeup tones. Added both opacity and gloss sliders to all makeup types. Customize your character. Love it. Furniture making 101 requirements are reduced. Tish only asks for a table. Like a bird is the glider quest. Now that quest tripped me up, I remember when I first played this game. So let's see. The material requirements of this quest have been reduced to 5 softwood and 3 hide. The original ask was a high bar for most players when they encountered the quest. Didn't it originally like require 2 silk or something? And a lot of people like, you had to have a loom, but they hadn't got to the point where they could make a loom. All right, premium store updates, sleek new look, smoother browsing. That would be nice. The browsing experience of the premium shop definitely could use some UX updates. Easier to find content, navigate the tabs, discover new content. List all the collections and premium content included in the starter pack and founders pack. Oops. The starter pack. 850 Palia coins, affectionate Powcat pet, herbalist greenhouse outfit. Cute. Love it. Bundle offers a strong early game value, including a 600% savings compared to buying them individually. The Founders Pack. Founders Pack offers exceptional value for all players, including 3,400 coins, 8 premium outfits themed around each of Palia's skills, and the Honey Bumble pet. Oh, look, it's the little bee. Oh, it's so cute. No, just in shoot. I'm probably gonna have to buy that. Sounds expensive. Let's see. 3,400 coins, Honey Bumble pet, Founder Courier pet slots. 4 slots. Courier pets. We haven't got to that part of the update yet, so we still don't know what courier pets are. So there's these different outfits. These are probably the ones for each of the professions, right? Professionals tool skins. Okay, the Founders Pack can only be purchased with real world currency, not Palia coins. The price of the Founders Pack is contingent on your region, but will always be less than the 3,400 coin bundle. I don't remember how much the 34 coin bundle is. What, like 50 bucks? 3,400 coins, 40 bucks, 50 bucks. That's not bad for 50 bucks, I guess. Introducing courier functionality. I need to get one of these. I still don't have one of these little guys. Need a helping paw mid-adventure with courier functionality. Oh, so these are like, what are they in ESO? You could send out to gather materials for you. Unlocked in the skill line. You guys know what they are. Anyway. Let's see. Pets can now whisk a handful of items straight to your home plot storage, freeing up backpack space without the long trek back. Oh, neat. Each send-off has a brief 10-minute cooldown, and you can expand capacity to 8 slots total. 4 slots unlock with the Founders Pack, and another 4 will be able to be unlocked through an Elderwood questline patch at 192. Okay, but so this is 191, so that would be the next one. We won't say more on that. No spoilers. For a deeper look at how this light utility unlock and the debut of earnable cosmetics fits into our evolving monetization strategy, read our developer blog. Yeah. Evolving monetization strategy. I'm sure it's necessary. Okay. 2 new outfit collections. These 2. We can look at those in the store. Here's the new bee pet. It has a crown. It is a free game. Yep. I agree. I'm not against the monetization strategy. Premium items. Sounds good. The courier pet slots. As long as courier pet slots can also be unlocked other ways in the game, I have nothing bad to say about that. As my comment on that. Did you see the bee has a little crown? It's so cute. It's so cute. It's called Bumble. There's a chocolate version. We'll have to check it out. It's got a little crown. At least they're upfront about it. Yeah. Oh, well, there's lots of games that are like that, though. Like Fortnite. Right? It's a free game, but if you want cosmetics, you have to buy them. Totally fine. Not new. Okay. Bumble pets are creating a lot of buzz. Unbelievable. Reminds you a bit of the big bee pet in Lord of the Rings. It's so cute. I love it. A new glider. Fancy. Order Watcher's glider. Okay, I was going to say this looks kind of like some of the symbols we've seen in the game. Bug fixes. This is not a comprehensive list. Huntable creatures would randomly disappear. Traveling to the underground black market should no longer cause crashing. Loading screen would appear for no reason during character creation. The UI issue during character select. I don't know what most of these bugs are. I don't think I've encountered them. Fix the error message for special characters in character nickname during character creation. Oh, special characters. Pinned UI quest would overflow onto the action bar. No longer go bald after traveling to Bari Bay. That's a relief. How was your experience? It was hair raising, I guess. I don't know. Housing and decor fixed a player experience issue, causing added difficulty for players trying to plant gardening seeds using a PC gamepad. Okay. Top known issues. Okay, so this is a pretty long list of stuff. So I guess the best thing about these issues is if you're encountering something like the infected cave pixie is not being counted for the achievement infected entomologist. Like, oh, but I got one of these, but I didn't get my achievement. Come and check this list. I would hope that they would make a correction when they fix it. Check this list. Looks pretty well, not a comprehensive list, but it's a good size list. If you encounter an issue, it's likely, I think, to be on this list. So check it. All right. And with that, we're finally ready. An hour and 20 minutes of patch notes, but that's okay. I wanted to be thorough. Okie dokie. Let's close that. Gumps was first. You were first though, Gumps. Where's Mike? Where's Mike? There we go. No sound. Did I mute it? I did. Oops. Ooh, look at the new screen. Beautiful. Love it. Motion sickness settings that aren't necessarily called that. Oh, here we go. Oh. This is the, a few weeks later, somewhere in Kilima. Let's mute the music for just a few minutes. Oh, what is this? Ooh. Interesting. Wow. She's outside of her room. Right? Who was in the hooded cape? Who was that? Right? Oh, oh, oh. As my plot slowly loads in. Hey, Einar. That was funny. Who was in the hooded cape? Good question. Quest is answering the call. Speak to Einar on your plot. All right, let's turn the music back on. Well, let's, adjust the volume. Okay, where's the mouse? All right. Okay, Einar, what's happening? What was that?
I have been practicing my greeting rituals. How are you?
Love Einar. Hello, Carrie. I am here to visit you. But it is not for our customary exchange of pleasant sounding vibrations radiating from our face flaps. That sounds very goblin from Final Fantasy XIV. They talk about face flapping when they talk about talking. Exchanging face flaps. Anyway, they say something very similar to that. All right. Charmy, maybe it was Benny. No. Is Benny the new villager? I forget their name already. No. It's Oni. Your guess was Tamala. Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right. Did you perceive the large fluorescent beams shooting into the atmosphere from the darkness of the night sky yesterday? I thought someone set off fireworks. I was about to go ask someone. The giant pink space lasers? Nah. I was about to go ask someone. Then it is excellent I have arrived before you left to inquire. Immediately after they filled my optical receptors, I received a missive from the gardener. He informed me that I should inform you of this information. So much informing me of the information. The Cosmos Protocol lockdown has been forcibly deactivated. We've seen that message so many times going through the temples, right? That's all he said? He also informed me to inform you that he has nothing else to say to you, and that if you were to ask him, you would be wasting his time. He says, no. I have already visited Subira. She reacted negatively to the information, though she was very polite to me. The Watcher has requested your presence within the Night Sky Temple. I shall return to my cave and continue comforting Gil 527. He dislikes bright flashing lights. Wasn't Gil 527 on one of those lists? Perhaps there's a plush or something?
I shall store this conversation in my...
Bye! Oh, hi, friend! Hi, Charmy! Oh, where's all my stuff? All my stuff! Well, I guess I have to reset it. Okay, wave. Heart hands. Popsicle. Just the basics. Sit. Peace. Laugh. Clap. Point. Okay. Hello. Hi, Charmy. Good to see you. All right. So I started the quest, but I really want to go mess with my character customization. Very fancy nameplate you have there. Let's see what we got over here. A flow pine cone. Let's go. Let's adjust our appearance. Thought I put a wardrobe in here. Nope. Maybe over here. Yeah, there we go. No, this is the wardrobe? Yeah. Okay, so let's change our outfit first. I don't have any new outfits. I still just have the old? No, I don't want to have a hat on. So I'll need to put on an outfit with no hat. First things first. This one. It's a cute outfit. No hat. So this is the one I'm using now. This is the curly hairstyle that I'm using now. And it's cute. But I would love to see what the other adjustments are. Let's remove the glasses. Makeup. Makeup! It would be nice if it kind of zoomed in. Oh, there we go. There's the zoom. Oh, neat. Let's see. Is it changing colors? It is kind of changing colors. Oh, so this is like a second level. Oh, fancy. Love that. So today I'm wearing pink. My actual eyes are, I can't see them right now. They're kind of pinky. Neat. Oh, you can make it look like eyeliner or eyeshadow, I mean. Beautiful. Love that. Oh, application. You can make it darker. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Love this. Gloss. So, oh, that's so pretty. Love it. Okay. Oops, didn't mean to spin it that fast. Very cool. And then lips. Just an upper lip, thick, soft, simple. Simple. Okay. It doesn't quite have the same like red as mine are. Oh, there we go. There we go. Love that. Deep red, burgundy. No, I feel like we need to do red. Beautiful. My lipstick is actually quite matte. Cute. And then blush. Like this. Cute. Love it. Those match my colors beautifully. I'm very happy with this. The application is perfect just like that. I wonder what the gloss does. Does it make it sparkle? It does. It kind of gives it a highlighter look. Yeah, it makes it look like highlighter. That's cool. Just do a little bit of that. Love it. Save. Now what about the hair? That would be this one. What are the new ones? Did they put those in a different location or are they just mixed in? Because these all look the same to me. Was this a new one? No, I don't think so. I think that one was there before. Curly hairstyle. They said something about new long hairstyles. Oh, maybe this one. Yeah, cute. Okay, that's adorable. Look how cute that is. Pigtails, they're so cute. Okay. Nice. This one is still the closest to my hair. But I don't like how they did the second color, like just around the bangs in the face. Right? Gum's super cute. I think this one's new also. Oh, nice. Would love to see more curly hairstyles. More curly hairstyles, please. Oh, the braid I think is new. Beautiful. This one's probably still my best bet. What's with this highlight color? It's literally salmon. No, I don't want salmon. The blonde is too blonde. There's ash. It's like it splits the hair color in half. Do you see that? It's like it splits it in half. Why does it one half one color, one half another color? Okay. That's good. Love it. Oh, we have lots of fancy makeup on. Oh, yeah. No, that hairstyle existed before, if that's the one you mean, Charmy. I used to wear that hairstyle all the time. But your two different colors look different than mine do. Right? This one? I used to wear this one all the time. And then I changed it to this one because there's more curls. It's more curly. Anyway, cute. I don't wear piggy buns like that, but it's cool. It doesn't have to be exactly like me. Anyway, you look gorgeous. You look beautiful. All right. It's time to explore. Let's quick take a look at the accomplishments and see what we notice. There's definitely more of them. They're much smaller in the menu. So, something that I think they changed over the past year that I missed is your progress toward accomplishments. It doesn't look like it resets with the week. So on Sundays, it used to reset. I haven't played this game in weeks, and it's showing some progress that I've made already. So, okay, so the accomplishments that they're talking about are these ones that take a while to get to. Okay, that's cool. Sent me a gift. Ooh, look at all these gifts. Look at all my Twitch drops. I'm gonna leave them right there for now. I will pick them up later. So, feature guide. This is the new menu that they were talking about in the patch note. It does reset, but it does not reset to 0 if we have some beforehand. Yeah, that's what that's exactly what I meant. Yeah. Let's see. So, step into the next chapter of Palia's adventure. The text is kind of small. With the Elderwood expansion, explore a dense magical forest, join Sabira in uncovering its mysteries, collect new bugs, fishing, cooking recipes, etc. Featured content. Oh, Relic Hunter nameplate. Umbran bed. Wave back Ogopu plush, right? Pixie Schmoll plush. Super cute. Ooh, look at this. The bean burger. It makes me kind of hungry. I am kind of hungry. When it's break time, I'm going to have to grab a snack. After I exercised. Oh, and I have a story. Hopefully what you will find as interesting as I found it to be, story for you today. So I've talked about it in the past. Yeah, I've talked about it in the past how I've been a runner. Like years ago, before I gained the weight that I am almost done losing. I was quite a runner. I used to run races, got a treadmill. I put hundreds of miles on it. I wish I had like an odometer. Anyway, for many years, at all of the different weights that I've been in when I've walked on the treadmill or run on the treadmill, I have experienced this pain in my foot. My right foot, it feels like it feels like a it feels kind of numb. It feels hot. And it starts low and it grows and gets worse and worse and worse. And it feels like it's my second toe. And I didn't know this is totally a thing. It's called metatarsalgia. And you get these little things called met pads. And you're supposed to stick them on your feet, but I stuck mine on the insole of my shoe. Y'all, I ran today for the first time in a very long time with no pain in my foot. I've just been putting up with it. And at first I thought it was my shoes, and I've had this issue with like 4 different pairs of shoes, different brands, different varying degrees of stability. So I just, I also get this like weird pain on this side of my back when I'm running. And also I was like, well, maybe it's because I run differently to accommodate the pain in my foot. I also did not get a sore back, but I also didn't do the full 5K today. I really need to do like the full 5K and like really test it, because my back usually doesn't hurt when I'm running until like halfway through the second mile. Like, no, let me rephrase that. At like the 2 to 2.5 mile mark out of my 5K is when it starts to run. And I only did 2 miles today. So like, I don't think I pushed myself hard enough. I'm going to push myself a little harder and see if it solved that problem too. If so, that would just be amazing. Anyway, that's my story. Thank you for attending my metatarsalgia talk. You put on your running shoes for the first time in years last week. When you got back, part of the sole fell off. Is that a sign? Oh, that's so funny. So for a little while there were all these Reddit posts about people who got out their fancy shoes to wear them to a wedding, and the soles fell off. And apparently that's a thing that can happen with shoes. If you keep them in storage and don't wear them, the soles can fall off. Old shoe glue. Well, shoe glue is actually amazing, because Kira had a pair of Vibrams, the 5-finger shoes, the toe shoes, that he wore so much. He wore them so much that the sole started to fall off, but not because he didn't wear them or left them in storage, because he wore them. He wore them out. We both bought a pair about the same time, about 9 years ago, and he's just worn them religiously. Anyway, he bought some shoe glue and glued the soles back on, and it worked. And I've used that shoe glue for other things. We got him some new shoes for Christmas. But anyway, you fixed your favorite boot with shoe glue. Shoe glue is no joke. Okay. I'm picking up all these things, but I really need to keep my storage empty. I also feel like I should make some ammunition. Okay, so let's put these away. I took these out so that I could redecorate. I have some fishing stuff. I guess I can hold on to that. This, I wish I could put into storage, but I can't. I have this blank wish ribbon. I missed the Maji New Year. Oh, I have some potato pods that I haven't opened yet. And also some emotes that I haven't opened yet. Stickers. Okay, let's put these in, and then I'll plant them on my other plot at another time. I have 17 food, which is enough. It should be enough. 17? That'll take a while to go through. I wonder if they increased the inspiration. No, focus? Did they increase it? Maybe. Okay, so let's open up these prize items that I got. Let's see. Focus. It's called focus. Okay. I don't know why I said inspiration. Inspiration is something else. All right, so in my potato pods, Bluebell the mush pod. That's a new one. I don't have that one. Hendrix the rocker pod. I have that one. Jelly the mer pod. Don't have that one. Well, I didn't. Mo the potato pod. I have like 3 of those. And Ariel the mer pod. I feel like I got 3 new ones in that one. Why am I going to get 10 times better internet at half the price in PA? That seems to be the case with fiber. Comcast and AT&T dominate the Boca market. Right. And all we have here is Cox cable. There are some people that live close enough to a station to get good DSL. Not that who gets DSL anyway. And what's funny about that is I remember back in the day when DSL became a thing, and that was the first dedicated internet was DSL, because of course the first internet was over our phone lines, right? So it made sense DSL. And I remember some friends, the first friends that I knew that got DSL. And then cable became more reliable. The UTP was more reliable than DSL because it all counts on how far away you are from the station, right? So now I think most people get cable. Until next year, a lot of us are getting fiber. It's in the name. Exactly, Gumps. You should trademark that quickly. Post haste, open a new tab and take care of that. So we are also getting fiber next year. We have signed up. And we are getting, I think, 2 gig for like $80, which is half of what we're paying for our stupid internet. Okay, let's see what stickers I got. Lumberjack. Looking stylish. Squee. There's a sticker called Squee. Gone fishing. Genius. Howdy, partner. Love it. Let's edit stickers. All right. Flare up. See, I've only got a few anyway. Follow me. Let's party up. Tee-hee. On my way. Thank you. I love that one with Shane. You're welcome. Perfect. Waiting for you. Collectible. Oh, premium. Oh, so yeah, some of these, well, where are the ones that I just got? Oh, in the collectible, huh? Yeah. Howdy, partner. Looking stylish. Oh my gosh, what's this one? Carefully cultivated. Okay, let's use some of these instead. Hard eyes instead of waiting for you. Squee. Instead of flare up. What in tarnation? Howdy, partner. Tears of joy. Working the mines. That sounds just, yeah, that's perfect. I like these ones with Shane though. Those are great. Okay. Love it. Okay. With Comcast and AT&T, they force you to sign up TV or get data capped or pay steep solo internet price. Yeah, that's what we pay for. We pay for unlimited data. Which is it's BS. And I told you about my story about how I accidentally signed a contract because they're like, your bill changed, and you look at it and the bill went up, and they're like, click here to get a discount, and then you click on the thing for the discount and like, congratulations on your new contract. Nope, I don't like that. They trick you into it, and they know it's because Greater Phoenix finally is getting more fiber options, more competitions, more of the established neighborhoods, not just the new builds. Cities around the Phoenix metro are investing in the infrastructure, and their residents are now getting access to these fiber companies. And until it happens, I mean, they're gonna do their best to lock people into their crazy high prices. Incredibly deceptive, not consumer friendly at all. You know, I used to be very pro Cox Communications because they have financially supported some causes that I agree with in the past. But I don't like the way that they're like tricking people into contracts and stuff. Like that's dirty. There we go. Let's put this one here. So cute. So cute. Okay. What else? We've got pods back there. We don't have a pod over here. Let's see. What else do I have? This one, I think. I don't think I have this one. Adorable. Love it. A mush pod. I've got several spikes. Maybe I should group them all together and it will look like... It will look like they are twins or triplets or whatever. See, I've got the little pods everywhere. Okay, I don't have one here. Is there room for one here? I don't think so. I think this shelf is pretty full. Oh, no. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. There's the other spike. There's 2 spikes. There are 2 spikes in this room, both right here. You can see them both right here on the shelf and on the sideboard. Shucks. There's another pod. I've just put the potato pods. Let's put some back here in the pantry. It seems like a good place for a potato pod. Or 2. A potato pod or 2. No, it's gotta go there. Okay, that's fine. Did we place them all? We did. Okay. Let's check out the ammo situation. You can see fiber. Let's see. I can see a fiber line from my bedroom window just 20 yards away, but it's not hooked up. You had Comcast for 25 days. It was fun to give it back in person. Yeah, they're the worst. Hey, Bubbles. Hey, Bubbles. My break is coming up in 12 minutes, so I'm going to do the frog hat when I get back. Okie dokie, my dear. How are you today? Lovely to see you. Let's check out the ammo situation. I normally stock up on ammo, just in how I normally play. I have a bunch of snowballs. Okay, so these need to go here. Slowdown arrow. Okay, so the slowdown arrow is not a lethargy arrow. What the heck is a lethargy arrow? I don't. Oh, okay. I really don't want these fireworks. I really don't. Plenty of fine arrows. Let's make some more. What is a lethargy arrow? Is this something that I have failed to purchase? Is this something that I need to buy from Hassian? What the heck is a lethargy arrow? Slowdown arrow. I literally don't have it. You don't have the new arrow. Oh, it's a new arrow. That explains it. Okay. I want to make some standard smoke bombs. Can I make 99? No. Oh, I need more of these guys. Okay. Let's see how many I have. Let me go back. Check. I have 99. That'll work. Let's make some more of these. 60, 50. 50 dispel arrows. And some flares. Let's do that. 40. 40. And 5. Let's make 10. It's going good. It's going good, Bubbles. I started late today, but I made it. I almost didn't stream. I was feeling very intimidated. But I decided to. So I have 2 honey lures. I only have 1 hunter's horn and no ore compass. So let's see. Or a buzzy jar. Let's make a buzzy jar. You made it. Now you go as long as you need. Yeah, exactly. Buzzy jar. Heck. Okay. Why am I holding fertilizer? I'm going to move the fertilizer. I'm gonna need all the space that I am available to free or able to free up. I wish I could throw away. Perfect. Okay. Fish stew. I think I got all of those from Twitch drops. What am I missing? A compass. Great. So glad you're streaming. Missed you so much. Oh, Charmy, you sweetie. I missed y'all too. I really have. But you know, it's good to finally get things together. You know what I mean? I feel like I finally have everything back together. Like going on that was crazy and out of control with life in general, you know. And you know, I've made a lot of improvements on life in general. So everything's going super well.
Charming Charisma cheered 1,000 bits.
Oh, Charmy, you sweetie. Holy heck. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Charmy, you're such a sweetie. Thank you so much for the biddies. That just blows that gold right out of the water. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yay, we achieved our goal. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. So I've gotten rid of all this extra stuff. I've got plenty of food. We've got a few things for fishing. We've got a few things here for focus. Just may as well eat them when we need them. So I'm going to continue on the quest. Hopefully no one finds that too spoilery. But I think people have been streaming Palia all day. Oh, I love your hairstyle. Did you change it just now? So cute. That hairstyle is just adorable. It's really cute. Super cute. Thank you again, Charmy, so much for the biddies. I appreciate it. And thanks to hubby, too. I hope you're both doing well. Let's see. Okay. Meet Subira in the Night Sky Temple. Ask the gardener for more details. I wonder what... It might be funny to ask the gardener for more details. Let's do that. Let's ask the gardener for more details. Oh, did you want to party up? Oh yeah, the new friends interface. Looks the same to me. Oh, what is this? Oh no, that's server. Show more. Invite to party. Yes, please. Okay. I want to go ask the gardener for more details because I'm hoping that it will be hilarious. Don't get mad, gardener. I'm just curious to know what you've got to say. My ad break will be in 6 minutes. That's when I'm going to go grab a snack. So hopefully that will give me enough time to run out and pester the gardener. The Temple of the Roots is in the middle of Bahari, right? Right? That's the one that's in the middle of the northern part of Bahari, right? It's the one that's like right over here. It's like right over here. No, is it? Which way is it? Yeah, it's like right here, right? I know it's been a minute. Bubbles, are you guys checking out the new update? Are you playing Palia? I feel like I might be slightly off track here. I might be over here. Yes. Hi, Gigi Pon. I hope you're enjoying it. Stocking up. Yeah. I know a lot of people have been doing that over the past week or so. And going, gosh, oh no. Why? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What are you gosh darning? Yeah, let's go talk to the gardener. Let's see what he's got to say. Oh, the steps you gotta do. To stock up? Let's talk to the gardener. Why are you here and not dealing with the deactivation of the Cosmos Protocol? Oh, the steps you gotta do as you explore. Well, oh, I think it's okay to have to go through the steps. You gotta have a game to play, right? I think that they're trying to make the game a little more MMO-ish. You know what I mean? Because it's been called an MMO from the beginning, and it's very, very different from the majority of MMOs. You got booted from the game. Be back. Oh no. Okay. He says, why are you here and not dealing with the deactivation of the Cosmos Protocol? I could try to be funny and say, I just wanted to say hi, but no. I want to know more about the protocol. I believe I informed the constructor that asking me further information about the protocol would be a waste of time. As I am a Galder and do not have a mouth with which to speak, I cannot stutter. This leads me to believe the fault lies with you. What if I ask really nicely? Tone does not change how much that question is a waste of your time and mine. There is nothing more I can tell you. Even should I wish to, I do not have access to that information. You had best be on your way. One of us has not outgrown the need for legs, so I suggest you use them. The gardener is savage. Can I tell him hi? Just wanted to say hi. Okay, I can ask him. I just wanted to say hi. Congratulations. You have now wasted another moment of your limited lifespan. Oh, that hits deep. Gardner is just getting real with us, isn't he? Isn't he? Wow. As I am immortal, this is but a drop in the bucket of my extended existence, but you will never get the time you wasted walking here back. But it was an experience, and it was very funny. I believe this feeling I am experiencing is pity. As appreciation for the experience, have a piece of candy. He gave me an egg. There we go. That was worth it. That was completely worth it. 100% worth it. I'm glad I did that. 10 out of 10. No notes. Would recommend. That was hilarious. Where's the... This is the entrance. That was great. All right, time to head back. I will take the stable to Central Stables. Hello, I just tripped on nothing. Anyway, so the ad break is happening in less than a minute. That should give me just enough time to run over and take the stable to Central Stable and talk to Sabira. So what I'm going to do during this ad break time, I do every time I have a 2-hour mark in my stream, I take a break to go get more water or a snack or stretch, use the restroom, whatever. If you've been seated for a while like I have, I recommend you do the same. Refill your water, or grab a snack, or look away from the screen for a minute, move around, stretch, keep yourself healthy. So I'm going to let the ads run. It'll be about 3 minutes. Hopefully that'll give me enough time to grab a snack. My water is still full. I haven't been drinking enough of it. So I'm gonna go grab a snack, say hi to Kira. And then I will continue on this lovely quest. soon as it loads, I will, I'll head out on my break. Tell him I will. I read him your update. I was sitting on the couch when I got your text the other day, and I read him the updates, so I will tell him that indeed. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and head on my break. I will be back in just a few minutes.
Oh my.
Hello. I got string cheese. Give him a lick. Oh my gosh, Bubbles. No, not bacon. Big bar. Last one. Last fig bar. Runs to the kitchen for Bubbles cheese. Oh, speaking Bubbles, I need to put on the frog hat. Yeah, no bacon. Nope. We have bacon. I'll probably make it this weekend. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, perfect. Meet Subira in the Night Sky Temple. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, the sound's muted. It is in Mirror Fields. Go back, you can still do it. No. I won't do that. It's not very me to do that. He would say gross. He would say gross. Okay, so Subira is over here. Oh, shucks, I wasn't looking. Oops. Oopsie doops, that cutie. No, you. No, you. And the blueberry pie is still here. Blueberries. This is the quest that never ends. I think you can put blueberries here into infinity. It's still there. Oh. Oh. It just went straight into like almost like a cutscene. You're sure there's no one else here, Sir Watcher? No one lurking in the shadows? Gina is spooked. If there is, I will take care of them. Yeah, Hecla would. That won't be necessary. I've scanned the entire area. As long as they are of this plane, they cannot hide from the order, says Subira. Well, I suppose that's comforting. Unless they're an extra-dimensional being. Eloisa lent me some articles about those. Oops. Sorry about my music. Ah, Carrie, we were waiting for your arrival. If you saw the sky last night, then you will not be surprised why I have requested your presence. I told Gigi I need the cheese. He goes, you want the cheese. She needs the cheese. It's just a little cheese. It's just a cheese. It's just string cheese. Need the cheese. I needs it. Still, allow me to ensure we are all on the same page. Last night, a beam of flow erupted from somewhere in the vicinity of the Night Sky Temple. Love you. Needs it. Oh, Gigi Pon. It's just a little cheese. I have my string cheese here too with some hell of a good dip. I've never actually had that. Right, we saw the beam of flow. It appears that activated something across the island of Bahari. Reports are coming in from as far as Okay, I've got to figure out how to pronounce this word. Inirevin? 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 In your... No. Inirevin. Inirevin. I'm going to say Inirevin. Reports are coming in from as far as Inirevin and Barafu about the lights. Another place that we have not been to. I probably should stop waggling around my cheese. You would be happy to trade anyone cheese for bacon. You could strike up a deal. How about that, Gigi Pond? If you had... Oh no, you want the bacon, not the cheese. Right, Gumps? Never mind. Do you have some bacon, Bubbles? Okay. Okay, so they have seen the lights from afar. One thing all the agents agree on is that Kilima was the first. Whatever happened started here. Oh, so there were multiples. Got it. It's not the first time ancient human space lasers shone in the sky above Kilima. You didn't happen to solve any puzzles last night without telling us, right? Hey, Midnight. Welcome in. How's it going? Good to see ya. So, did we solve any puzzles last night? So would it be strange for us to say, could it have been the intruder? How did we was it a vision that we had? Eating dinner, how's your day? It's good. It's good. It's been a great day. A really wonderful one. I was a little bit late today, but I made it. And that's what matters. Could it have been the intruder? Yes, I suspect so. According to the gardener, the final Cosmos Protocol lockdown was forcibly disabled 10 minutes before the eruption. Oh, okie dokie. You think it was Tamala? She does, from the patch notes, she does appear to have a lot to do with the Elderwood things. So maybe that's a good guess. Anyway, so the final Cosmos Protocol lockdown was forcibly disabled 10 minutes before the disruption. If you direct your attention slightly to the right, you may become aware of a door that was previously locked and is no longer. Oh, finally. Finally. She left clues before the lights. She did? I don't remember that. It's been too long. Yes, thank you, Hecla. While I made a brief scan for intruders, I was waiting for you to investigate further. Gina, Hecla, can I trust you to keep watch out here? Of course, Sir Watcher. You may rely on me. If you need to rest your eyes, Gina, please inform me, and I shall watch twice as hard for the both of us. She tried breaking in and we were chasing her. She left clues pointing toward her. Oh, was this in some previous story that I'm not remembering, Charmy? All right, fine. I stayed up a little late last night because of all the excitement, but I don't need a nap. Jeez. Carrie, let us investigate this new space. I will meet you inside. Okay. Oh, the door is just, it's straight up gone. It's just gone. Oh, Sabira must already be in here. Okay. No tablets anywhere. Oh wait, I didn't miss any, did I? You know the little tablets that are sometimes just laying around the ruins? I think I would have noticed them, right? Because they glow. Okay, yeah. No, didn't miss any. Just double checking. It was in the story with Subira. Shucks, I don't remember. It's been too long, as I've said. It's just been too long. Midnight, are you playing the new Palia update? Oops, I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Oh, well, let's look around in here. Looks like this is a ledge. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's all this? Oh shucks. Can't jump up here. Definitely looks like there's another level above us. Okay. Nothing that I can interact with so far. You played a bit? Nice. Just now getting into it myself.
You are the only person I trust with this.
Oh, okay. Blocked. We will need to find another way around. Is it though? Okay, just had to try it. All right. I mean, I noticed, is there no way to climb? Oh yeah, right here. Ooh, and there's a tablet. I knew it. Record number 2. Aurus. There are a few things we know for sure about Cosmoflow, but in order to understand them, one must understand the nature of flow itself. I will attempt to explain here, but if any of you have questions, please visit my office afterwards for a more in-depth explanation. Now, can anyone explain what exactly pure flow is? Student A raises hand. Yes, you there. Well, it's a form of energy, right? Natural energy that comes from the flow realm. That is correct. There are 2 known realms, ours, the material realm, and the realm of flow. You may think of these 2 realms as existing on either side of a coin. We exist on the side of mortals, and flow comes from the side of Embra. Natural flow enters our realm through well springs. This is what we refer to as pure flow, since it has not been affected or changed by the material world yet. What about elemental flow? Excellent question. As you all know, everything in our world contains small amounts of flow. As the energy integrates with the material world, it gains one of 4 elemental aspects: hydroflow, pyroflow, terraflow, and aeroflow, which we learned from the previous temples, right? And reading the messages. Until recently, we believed these to be the only possible fusions of flow. That is, until it was discovered that through the careful transmutation of all 4 elements, a 5th fusion could be formed. That is cosmoflow. When applied to other, simpler forms of elemental flow, it catalyzes their effects to levels heretofore unforeseen. Whoa, look at the double raid. Hello, raiders. A double raid. Are you 2 in cahoots? I feel like it's possible. Hi, hello, Mickey the Panda. It is wonderful to see you again. I just met Mickey the Panda on the raid train for the Twitch Women's Guild, the Dream Express. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. My name is Carrie. Excuse me. My name is Carrie, and I am an MMORPG variety streamer. So I play games like Palia, Guild Wars 2 sometimes, Final Fantasy 14. ESO. I typically stream MMOs only. Every now and then I might do something special outside of that. Welcome in, Mickey the Panda. Good to see you. And the Manders also raided. Hi, Manders. Hi, Manders. We have never met before. Both of you arrived at like the exact same second. How are your streams? Hello,
Random
hi.
dad joke. The best time on a clock is 6:30 hands down.
Gold star. Gold star. Great dad joke. Love it. Love it. The gold star is on my face. Awesome. Welcome in. Banders raid. Let's see. Mickey raiding with wild hot dogs. I love your raid call. It is perfect. Wild hot dogs. There were a couple of people that followed. Thank you so much for the follows. Welcome in. I am currently playing Palia today. There was a huge update to Palia. If you're familiar with it, you probably already know this information, but it's the first major expansion for Palia. There's a new zone and all of the wonderful things that come with a new patch in MMOs. So we are exploring that right now. I'm reading a little bit of the lore that you might have seen on my screen and doing the quest so far. Lafonos, hey, it's good to see you. How are you? It is totally cool. Let me actually scroll back a minute here on the chat so I can get caught up with everyone. Hi, Manders. Welcome in. Hey, Mama Katie. Hello. Matt Zen. Great to meet you. Hello. Welcome in. Mickey the Panda. Wonderful to see you again. How was your stream today? I'm going to do a shout out, but I think it's going to go for the Manders because they were the most recent to arrive. If we could also get a shout out from Mickey the Panda, I would appreciate that. Hello, it was good. I saw you were in the Pride Guild. Yes, I am. Have been going around showing everyone here's some love. Oh, that's amazing. And it's such a great thing to have the guild teams so that you can check it out, or like in the Discord, you can see who's live. Yay, great to meet you. Yeah, I have been doing really great. So let's see, you were just chatting. Awesome. I've never done a chatting stream, although I do a lot of this chatting when I'm in a gaming category, so I kind of do. Am I ending stream? Nope. Just switching over to show people my face so that they can see me instead of on the little tiny camera. We love Palia. I'm so confused with the map, but it's fine. So speaking of which, I don't know if you noticed, but in the patch notes, they did you see the patch notes? They actually put a map in there for us, which I thought was amazing. These patch notes are an incredible resource. I mean, they always were, but they've laid out everything they've added in some cases in a table format. So they've made a map here, and I haven't gotten there yet. I just started the quest. So it does look interesting. I hope it is as large as I'm perceiving it, and that there's a lot of space to explore. I can't get a good view of the full map, but yeah, there it is. Anyway, so the map that they've included in the patch notes has all of the locations labeled. I don't know if this helps you any at all, but these are in the patch notes for patch 191, which is the one that added in Elderwood. Anyway, just thought I would point that out in case. You're not late, Lafonos. You're just on your own timeline. It is A-okay. Mickey the Panda, what were you playing today? What were you playing today? Were you also playing Palia? Did I see you streaming Palia earlier on? And I was peeping the category before I started streaming, and I think I saw you in there. Palia! Awesome. Do you play Palia often? I used to. I also used to stream it quite a bit, but I've kind of been out of it for a period of time working on real life things, but I'm just now getting back in, so it's nice. I have about 150 hours or so streamed of Palia, and I've been playing since the closed beta, so I've kind of seen how the game has grown and developed and changed and what's been added and all of the good things with just the development of the game, and I'm really happy to see it continue to grow. And I'm super excited for this expansion. Just getting into it. We spent the first hour or so just going over the patch notes. So I'm reading from the quest. I don't know if you've done the quest yet. Hopefully it's not too much of a spoiler for anyone. But let me just stop and thank you both again for the raids. They happened at the exact minute. Mickey the Panda and the Manders. Hopefully you all were able to see the little follow buttons at the top of the chat and give them follows. Let's make new friends, and a follow is such an amazing and free way to support streamers. And to make new friends. I know Mickey the Panda's in the Women's Guild. Now I know the Manders, you're in the Pride Guild. So these are some guildies of mine. And the guilds are just huge. Another thing that has grown and changed over the time. I joined the Women's Guild like a week after I got partners. So it was 2 years ago this October. So about a year and a half then, I guess, since I joined. And we were the first group of when they opened it up. So they created the Twitch Women's Alliance and then they renamed it to the Twitch Women's Guild. And there were some applications out there and I don't think they were letting too many new people in. And then they reopened the application and there was like a big influx of new members. I was part of that first big influx. And so it's been really great to see how the guild has changed over time. You know, I got to experience the guild under Chelsea Bites and Coco Confession, and now Ash and Meadow, and all four of them are just such inspirational leaders. And same for the Pride Guild. So they're just amazing spaces and very, very happy to be part of them and to meet more guildies. You're in both guilds. Oh, I didn't know that. Yay. Awesome. This quest took you long because you couldn't find one of them. Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep my eyes peeled. I just found this one. So I just broke through the wall and I found this first one, even though it says record number 2. But yeah, it's crazy when you get in there, you got lost. Okay. I'll keep that in mind too. The guilds are such a great space. Love it. Yeah, I agree. And there are so many... though the guilds are intended to be spaces for obviously their populations, even within them they're so diverse. There are so many different members of the guilds that stream different things and have different hobbies and share so much information and just make themselves available to one another. It's just such a beautiful thing, and it happens in both the guilds spaces, and it's just I'm really just quite honored to be a part of it and to see how it's grown and changed over time as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get back to the quest. Given great meeting both. Well, I already met you, Mickey, but great meeting you, Manders. Okay, let's see. So, all right. So the elemental flow is, I think, about where I left off. Let's see. We were talking about the Cosmo flow. Okay, so a fifth fusion could be formed, Cosmo flow. When applied to other simpler forms of elemental flow, it catalyzes their effects to levels heretofore unseen, and this is when you both rated in. It was you who discovered Cosmo flow, wasn't it, Professor? This professor says, well, yes, but discoveries are rarely the result of sole geniuses. I had a team and funding. Another student. I heard you were invited to the royal palace to meet King Mudan. Was he really as handsome as the professors? I think that's enough questions for now. Written on the corner of the page is a letter in bright red S. Okay, all right, so that's the first one that I found right here, and it's gone now. It's disappeared. Okay, and we've been charged to find a way to the other side. So like I said, oh, where's my keyboard? What's happening? Something's amiss. There we go. Okay. All right. So I just broke through the wall. There isn't anything out here, is there? Okay. Just making sure. All right. So I need to find another way through. Wait. Let me check above me. I see a quest item above me. And I saw the walkway in the hallway on the way here. So here's another wall we can break. Perfect. Let's check here real quick before we do that. So we can climb. Oh, okay, cool. That's the hallway we just walked through, right? Okay, here's the tablet. Okay, that must be the other tablet. Record number 4. Oh, they're going into our inventory, so we can read them later if we need to. Perfect. Day 879. The Minister of Flow visited our facility today. She asked to meet me privately. Apparently, there are some tensions at the southern border, and she wanted to inquire about various practical applications of Cosmo Flow. That doesn't sound good. She wants me to make weapons. I asked if General Sadil knew she was here, and she brushed the question off. Then she asked me about my mother and whether she was still in the memory care facility. The implications were clear. So, throughout this cozy game, I swear, sometimes the quests can hit in some real less than cozy ways, right? Goodness. We always knew this would come. Security clearance at the facility has been extreme from the founding of it. I trust everyone here with my life and my mother's. I told her we couldn't grind other projects to a stop for all of this. All of Valeria relies on the catalyzed flow from our lab. Okay, date 1024, so almost 200 days later. Experiments on weaponizing Cosmoflow are proceeding as safely as they can without putting anyone at risk. Interestingly, Minister Vera herself has volunteered to be a test subject, especially regarding our project on hydroflow serum. I declined as politely as I was able to. She's already covered in hydroform runes for immortality. Oh, hydroform runes for immortality. Interesting. I wonder if that will come up later. Any more Cosmoflow in her body could prove disastrous. The serum itself is interesting. Instead of immortality, it imbues the subject with physical strength, speed, analytical ability, but their emotional core and social skills suffer greatly in response. Oh gosh. As for the other substances, I have managed to resist proceeding with those experiments for the moment. Written on the corner of the page is a letter in bright red. It's a question mark. Okay. Interesting. Is that all that's up here? I think so. No more climbing. That's the way we came. I guess we can check this out, right? Or no, is this the way we came? Oh no! Dead end. Okay. I don't think this is something we can break. Oh, you can! Oh. And you can climb back up. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Oh boy. I'm gonna get lost. Okay, I'll just break one. Okay, record number 5. You can say that again. Got a quest today in the Elderwood Zone after doing some fishing. Crazy dark when you realize what they're talking about. Yes. Well, I mean, like I said, there have been some comments made in quest dialogue and, you know, some of the subjects of some of the quests. But then you do a Shurith quest. Are y'all feeling me on this? I didn't stream that. I just happened to do that off stream during a time when I was streaming Palia a lot. But I forget why it was. I felt like playing. I was playing offline. And I worked on that quest. And after I finished it, I was really grateful that I didn't stream it. Cause I feel like it would have been really difficult for me to that would have been a tough one. Oh no, it's already 9 o'clock. Okay, I need to hurry up. Okay, mirror protocol is what this one's called. Gosh, just a moment. Okay, mirror protocol. I wish these visits from important people that changed the trajectory of my work would stop. It's been 2.5 centuries since this facility was founded, and yet the headaches refuse to abate. This time it was Mudan. The man always has an air of somber gravitas around him in public, but we've been working together too long for that, which told me his was not a social call. The flow is running out. Oh, it's my fault. Mudan didn't say that. In fact, he was insistent on shouldering all the blame. But we both know it's the Cosmoflow. Creating it requires a vast amount of raw flow, and even more in the application. I don't know why it never occurred to me that flow could run out. Were we really consuming so much? Is there no way to reverse our course? That's why he came, to ask my help in finding an alternate power source. He told me he believes one exists, that there is a third plane, and we only need we only need access it. That Cosmoflow could be the key to ripping across the veil and opening the tap. He calls it the mirror protocol. He's asked me to join him in reaching through the looking glass to the other side. I'm not sure why he bothered asking, frankly. Either we allow society to collapse or we find another way to power it. I've done it once before, so it should be easy to do again. At least that's what I told him. I think I'll visit my mother tonight. It's been too long. Written on the corner of the page is a letter in bright red, V. So we have an S, a question mark, and a V. Okay. This is a dead end. Perfect. What's it doing? I'm trying to run. Okay. All right. Oh, good. I'm kind of relieved that there's nowhere to go from this one. I'm worried I'm gonna get lost, and look, there's so many of them to break. Ooh, treasure. Yes. Gold ore, stone brick. I'll take the gold ore, although it's going to be easier to acquire now. At least that's how it reads in the patch notes. We'll find out for sure once we actually make it to Elderwood. All right, here's another empty room. Totally fine with that. Okay. Ooh, okay, here's another record. Hi, Lady Riot. You think I missed the room before I climbed up there? You broke the wall, but did not go in. Right. Yes, and I plan to go back after I finish this adventure. Because when I broke the floor and could jump down, I felt... Well, I saw that I could climb back up. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go on this adventure, and I'll just climb back up and pick up where I left off, hopefully. I wasn't expecting all this. Thank you, Charmy. Lady Riot, how are you doing? It's wonderful to see you. I always thought I would know the day the world ended. It turns out it happens in inches until salvation is too far to see on the horizon anymore. One by one, my colleagues leave the lab. They all say the same thing. We should have never crossed the veil. It's not that I disagree. It's just that if I accept it, it's too late. I'll turn into one of them. The hope will seep from me, and nothing will be able to plug the leak. So I hold tight to the thought that there's still something we can do, and I keep looking. The world is still fighting. The Empire of Valeria holds strong. Galder and Human repel the monsters everywhere, but they can barely touch the creatures from across the rift. Past midnight, sleepy Gums. Good night, Gums. Thanks for sending love. Thanks for being here. It's always wonderful to see you. I hope you have a good rest. Good night, Gums. It led the way around, but the room below has a glowy. Okay, thanks, Charmy. Excuse me. So I'm working on a staff. Ooh, the staff. Okay, I'm guessing this is the staff that's in the temple, maybe. Excuse me. Okay, I'm working on a staff. It takes ambient flow and synthesizes it into Cosmoflow. I don't expect it to do much about the rifts, but perhaps it will be able to keep some of the creatures at bay. If we can fight back, we can still stop this. If it works, we'll make more. In honor of Mudan's love for ominously named projects, we're calling it the Cosmoflow Protocol. In order to keep random survivors from stumbling on this facility, it will be locked away. The other overseers have all agreed, and the security measures installed. Funny thing, they didn't even know I existed before Vera made introductions. I only hope I can finish this research on time. At least the energy crisis has resolved, haha. Written on the corner of the pages in a letter in bright red, a % sign. Oh no, today sucked. Oh no, work was stupid and your computer is acting up. Well, shucks, Lady Riot. I'm sad to hear that, but hopefully things are getting better for you and you're able to relax after work. Hi, Dawn Wave. Hello, welcome, Raiders. Thank you so much, Dawn Wave, for the raid. I appreciate you. Oh heck, Dawn Wave. I'm sorry, Automod flagged we. It flagged the word we. It flagged the word we because it has a weird symbol on it. Hi, Dawn Wave. Welcome in. Trading our swords for hoes, ready to cozy up in Elderwood. Let's grow some magic beans and build a fantasy village. Yay! Your new flock of ESO sheep is here. Hello. Hi, Dawn Wave. It is so wonderful to meet you. Thank you for the raid. A bunny raid is hopping in. Oh, Lady Riot. Do you know Dawn Wave? Let me get a shout out going for you. You were playing ESO. Let's go. We were just talking about ESO. Yes, I did ESO yesterday. Awesome. What were you getting up to in ESO today, my friend? Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate you. It's good to meet you. Oh, hi, everyone. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad to meet you. My name is Carrie, and I am a MMORPG variety streamer. So I stream games like ESO, Palia, sometimes other MMOs like 14 or Guild Wars 2, really depending. Anyway, thank you for joining tonight. As you could see, I am playing Palia. I'm getting into the new expansion that just released today. It's called Elderwood, and I'm kind of working on some of the questy type stuff. So I'm just kind of slowly going through that and reading all of the text and just experiencing it live. Anyway, oh, the frog hat. This is one of my channel point redeems. I forgot I was wearing it. 55 minutes, Bubbles. I was supposed to take it off 20 minutes ago. Thank you. This was actually a gift I got from my throne wish list. Yeah. Thank you for mentioning it. Awesome. Hi, Tosker Fins. Good to see you. I hope you're well. You were in her stream with her. Wonderful. Lady Riot. Hanging out with her today for a little while. Good. I hope you had a wonderful time hanging out with Dawn Wave. Restarting your computer. Okay. I hope that fixes it. Anyway, great to meet you, everyone. Welcome in. And thank you again so much to Dawn Wave for the raid. Let's head back to the game. Oh no. I got the froggy hat stuck on some Velcro. Okay. Okay, so I've got to switch my mouse back over. Okay, so we found a record in this room. Okay, let's check this room. Oh no, another path down. Okay, I don't want to go down there yet. I feel like I'm gonna get lost. Let's do this one and then we'll check and see. Oh, this one has just this pipe in it. Okay, cool. Oh, nope, there's another tablet. Record number 7. You helped level someone. You ran a dungeon and did a little archive for dailies. Yay! I haven't gotten an archive in ages. Ages. And if you've never seen me stream ESO, I normally end up playing a lot of Tales of Tribute. So if you like Tales of Tribute or you are interested in learning more about Tales of Tribute, I invite you to my weekly series, Tuesday Taught, that I did on Monday this week because of the Palia expansion releasing today. Anyway, I do events in ESO. I offer to play whatever people need help with doing in ESO. 9 times out of 10, I end up playing Tales of Tribute. And as a matter of fact, when I play ESO off stream, I play a lot of Tales of Tribute, especially it's like my winding down at night game. I try to get my dailies done for Tales of Tribute. Okay, so this is number 7. Thank you for the follow. My mother used to tell me stories of the Phoenix, how she defeated the abyss and brought light to the world. That during the battle in the void, she received a mortal wound and dragged the darkness with her. Her heart formed the sun, her eyes the moons. Her feathers became blades of grass, and through her blood ran the rivers of the world. Finally, from her soul came humanity. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. And through our fervent prayer and love, she was reborn again. Mother thought that, as her children, all of us were capable of the same rebirth. Even in our failures, we could bring the light. Maybe I should have asked Mudan about it before he disappeared. He'd likely know the truth. I failed. Humanity failed. We can't even lay claim to defeating the abyss this time. I'm afraid it will swallow us all. Oh my gosh. But if it doesn't, if there still is hope in some distant future, if you are reading this and the sun still rises, people still laugh and cry and hurt and yell like they used to here, then maybe we do get another chance at this. I hope that my fervent prayer reaches you and that you are reborn. I hope the world is brighter where you are, and that if the darkness threatens you like it did us, you fight harder, love stronger, and never lose hope. You carry the flame of our people with you, and that will never go out. I'm going to take a walk. I hope the sunrise is still as breathtaking in your future as it always has been for us. The password for the facility's administrative command is spread out across these logs. Use it well, or don't use it at all. Oris. Written on the corner of the page is a letter in bright red, J. J. So we have a capital J, a lowercase s, a lowercase v, a %, and a question mark. All great elements of a password, by the way. Okay. So that's another record found. And then in this room, there's another path down. Let's see if there's a way to get back up. There is a way to get back up. It's sus. You finally get the Forager's Bonsai. Yay! They added that to the game after I don't have one yet, but I think I can buy one. I should be able to buy one. Maybe? Yeah. I want that one, Midnight. Congratulations! It's a beautiful furnishing item. Okay. We can climb back up, so let's keep going down, and then I'll go back up. I probably have to go back up there to talk to Sabira anyway. Right? Oh my gosh. What a beautiful message that was. Right? That last tablet. Just beautiful. Just looking around, checking things out, trying to figure out where we're at. Oh, does this take me back up? Oh boy. Is this one breakable? Oh gosh. Oh, is that where Subira is? Okay, interesting. Ooh, oh, this is okay. So we saw this in the opening cutscene that played. So if you haven't logged in for a while, when you first log in, that you will get the cutscene for this. Okay, so this looks like the end. That means I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go find that last one. I think I missed number 2 or something. I didn't finish looking at everything where I was before. So can I find my way back? It's this way. This is the bridge. Okay, this is where I started. I started over here, right? I climbed up here. And there was a tablet here on the ground right here. And I broke this and I went down. But across here... Wait, am I missing it, Charmy? Go back down the other way. Shiny, yes. From where I'm at now, Charmy? I'm not sure when you said that. This one? Go down the halls. Okay, so I need to go back, right? So back down this one. Oh, I see. This way? Oh, you're right. I did not go in here. Okay. Thank you. Here's record number 3. Day 6. Experiments on Cosmoflow's catalyzing properties continues apace. TerraFlow seems the most resistant to extreme change, but HydroFlow accepts the application of Cosmoflow as easily as anything else. When formulated into an ingestible hydro potion, the standard rejuvenating qualities appear to be multiplied. I've tried some of this new Cosmo drink myself, and was up half the night working on a new project before the effects wore off. There appears to be a few side effects to consuming the concoction. It tastes vaguely of citrus, with a pleasant natural carbonation. That sounds lovely. Day 78. Oh wait, what's this one? Day 6? So many days later, day 78. I think I may have discovered the key to immortality. An injection into the dermal layer of Cosmoflow catalyzed HydroFlow provides more lasting effects of elevated energy, increased concentration, and improved health. But applied in specific rune forms, it's hard to prove in such a short amount of time, but the aging of the subject, me, appears to have stopped entirely. More research needs to be done before I bring this to anyone else, even the other scientists at the lab. I was only able to apply the runes to a small area of skin, and I've not given enough time to record any possible side effects. If everything goes to plan, I'll bring it to Mudon soon. Perhaps the next time he stops by for tea. Written on the corner of the page is a 7. So we should have these, and I should have these in my inventory, right? So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. So is there a 1? And if there's a 1, so my instinct is to keep looking for number 1. I feel like I've missed number 1. Did I miss any parts of the floor that I could break? You don't see any that I missed. So so there isn't a number 1. Oh yeah, we can't go that way. All right. It's which way is it? It's okay, hold on. I can do this. It is up here. And nope, I want to get down, please. There we go. And across here. And across here. And down here. And then all the way at the end, right? No, there's the pipe. The other side? Where's the stairway? Oh no! I don't remember how to get to the stairway. Oh, here, down here. I hear something. There it is. There it is. It's a treasure chest. Very important, I would say, to play this game with headphones. If you can. Not only is it easier to find the groves, but I wouldn't have looked there for a treasure chest if I didn't hear the sound it was making. Okay, so we didn't find a tablet number 1. Hopefully that's not a problem. Right? You didn't find a tablet number 1? Okay. Well, let's look around anyway. Let's look around, see if we can find anything here. Oh, wow. Oh, what's all this? Okay. Oh my gosh. Like I feel like I should try to jump over there. And I hope that if I don't make it anywhere, it just puts me right back where I am. Let's keep looking around. Sunny D Light. That's Charmy. Charming Charisma is Sunny D Light. Who's been waiting patiently in the party, even though I've just been doing the quest. Okay. So I don't see anything like... Oh, here's one of the puzzles. Okay, one of those sliding puzzles. Probably for later. Can't jump up here. Okay. All right. Don't see anything else here. Let's go up here. Oh, we can chat. Okay. Just looking around. I wonder if I can... I can. Is there anything over here? No. Treasure chests, tablets, any other clues? Wait, is that... Did I see something? No, I didn't. Okay. Oh, no! Yeah, I don't see anything down on these ledges that we could, you know, potentially jump down to. There's nothing down there. Okay. Sure, your 6-month-old will love it. Your 6-month-old is watching the stream. Oh, of course. Hi, Tink. It's wonderful to see you, dear. I hope everyone is well today. You and the babe and hubby and everyone. Good to see ya. Okay, there's nothing on this ledge. Alright, I'm satisfied. I feel like I can move forward. I feel like I've thoroughly checked the area. And there's nothing else to be found. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on. Well, hold on. Oh, yeah, I can't make it there. Okay. Try to be thorough. They hide treasure chests in the sneakiest places in this game. As you saw earlier, behind the pipe. Smiling. Oh, that's so sweet, Tink. I'm so glad to hear it. Same, me too. Always smiling. Oh, you too. Gosh, you're the sweetest. Happy to see you both. I am. You've been doing the quest with me. It won't let us do it as a team. Yeah, okay. That makes sense though. Okay, so let's speak with Subiro. We found records 2 through 7. There doesn't appear to be a 1. Oh, hold on. I've got a notification. I think I've got my drop. Although I'm going to be streaming Palia a lot. So I'm sure I'll be able to collect all these drops. Okay, I got more drops. Don't forget with the Twitch drops, you'll have to claim them in your inventory. So be sure to do that. You gained a level in tribute. Yay! Good, good, good. What level are you up to? Good job. I hope you're enjoying it. We did Tales of Tribute last night. And I actually did okay last night. I think I played, 5 hands and I won 4 of them? Or maybe it was 6 hands and I won 4 of them. Level 3! You're doing great! You're doing great. Keep going, keep going. I hope you're enjoying it.
We must do our best to protect everyone.
Fascinating. There is nothing in the records about this place. Oh, wait a second. I was gonna jump off the thing. I guess I can do it later. I gotta jump off and see what happens, right? Okay. Gina and I pored over everything we could discover about the temples. There are blueprints for the other 4, and implications that the Night Sky Temple was intended to be nothing more than a repository retrofitted from the Human University. Ah, okay. Night Sky Temple was intended to be nothing more than a repository. What was the Cosmos Protocol hiding? And why did the ancient humans want to keep it a secret, even from their own people? Well, we've got to tell you a little bit something about the humans. See, we have a saying, this is why we can't have nice things, for a reason. You never thought you would enjoy it because it's not PvP. I think I enjoy it slightly more than PvP now. I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of PvP with cards. Okay. Standing around won't give us answers. I hope it's a giant mechanical crab. If only Gumps were here for this answer. Well, I have found these logs. You're quite observant, Carrie. Perhaps they will come in handy. There also appears to be a console ahead. Experience dictates we should check there as well. Oh, that's where we're going to need to enter the password. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to take a quick bite, especially since there's an ad playing right now. My goodness, my nose. The extra sets of cards, where do they come from? So the additional decks of cards are unlocked via different means. So I say that. What I mean is they're usually behind quests, and they are you unlock them by collecting fragments. So it's similar to other things in ESO where you have to collect all the collect all of the fragments and then combine them to unlock them. That's how it works with the Tales of Tribute decks. I think the first one that you unlock is the Frandar Hunding deck. And that deck is unlocked by completing the main story quest for High Isle. And a certain number of side quests all throughout the High Isle area. And then some of the fragments come from doing the events. There's some random drops. Some of the fragments come from world bosses or delve bosses. That's usually how each deck works. Like there'll be a fragment that you get from doing the quest line. There'll be a fragment that you get from a delve boss or a world boss. There'll be a fragment that you get from whatever the incursion is in the zone. So that's usually how each deck is unlocked. I remember that the Hunding deck is unlocked by doing quests and by doing the vents, and I believe it's either delve or public dungeon bosses. Probably delve bosses. It's a random drop, so you have to kill several delve bosses until you get one. It's one of those things. And each deck is that way. They'll have part of it being behind the main quest, and the other fragments will come from incursions and whatnot. Honestly, I looked it up when I wanted to unlock the deck. I looked it up, so I would definitely recommend trying to find a guide if you're not sure. But if you look at it in your collections, if you look at the deck, even though you don't have it unlocked in the fragments section of the collectibles, of your collections, if you hover over each fragment, it'll tell you what the requirement is, and then you can look up that requirement. Like I said, it'll be a quest or it'll be a random drop. I know that you had to do quite a few quests to get that Hunding deck, that first, the 5th deck unlocked. Did I find 7? No, I found 6. The prediction ended. I found 6. I found 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did not find number 1. I only found 6. And that was my question. Like, I wonder if, oh, weird. That was an error. You only found 6 and we need 7. Okay. I wondered. Okay, so the ad break is over. Let me go back and try to find it then. I feel like I've done a pretty good job looking around in this room. So I need to go back and double check all the rooms that we've been through. I do want to jump off. I want to jump off this and see what happens. Maybe it's over here. It looks like it's begging. It looks like you really should jump off this. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to jump to the wall. Over here. Oh gosh. And then I'm going to jump from here. Here? I don't know. I don't think I can reach it either way. Maybe from here. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, you can't. You have to jump from over here. Okay. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, no, you can't go anywhere. Oh, they were prepared for this. They were like, everyone's going to come here and try to jump off. We should probably not let them fall to their doom. But we also can't get over there. Or can we? Can we walk? Is it like a hidden bridge? No. Oh. Am I walking on a hidden bridge? No. No, it's just a glitch. Okay. Shucks. Alright. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. It's just a bad hitbox, yeah. Shucks. Okay. So, I had a feeling that I was going to need number 1, because I didn't find number 1. Let's go back and try to find number 1. That's disappointing, as I've spent quite a lot of time going through here. I feel like I was thorough, but apparently I'm wrong. So there was a room. There were some rooms that appeared to be empty. There was a room that we opened that had just a pipe in it. We gotta look around these pipes and look around all the debris. All right, we're the shot. Okay. So we missed one. We missed a tablet somewhere. And it's kind of like dusty in here, right? There seems like there's some kind of filter or dusty overlay in this room. All right. There's something where I'm definitely missing something. Okay. Up we go. Hey, Gov. Crunch? What's with that? Oh, hey. How do I get back up? Oh, there we go. What's good, Gov? How you doing? How you been? Long time no see. Well, I mean, minus the other day when I was doing that raid train stuff. Aside from that. Okay, so this room just has a pipe in it. Okay. All right, let's think. Our very first temple thing that we did was in the Temple of the Phoenix. And we ended up needing to use our water, right? We ended up needing to use our water. Although it was really obvious. Okay, we're not going to go down there first. Let's finish looking around on this floor before going back down. Oh, you lurk from time to time. All good here, just working away. Hope you've been good too. I have been good. Been really good. You know, working through things and living, hanging in. Yeah, a lot of things have changed. I think since I've really had a chance to chat with you. It's very different. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, shucks. Okay. Thank you, Charmy. I was looking at those books too. You saw me go up to those books and examine them. Oh, yeah. I see it now. There it is. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Holy heck, another raid. Hello, hello. Nico crashing. Long time no see. We have all kinds of old friends. Not old like my gray hairs, but you know what I mean. Showing up this evening. Hi, hello, raiders. Welcome in, Nico. Long time. How you been? What's new? Good to see you. Thank you very, very much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Hi, Low7 Dreamer. Welcome, welcome in. Nico, hello. You're crushing it. I love it. Nico, I have to tell you that A emote, I use that in my Discord all the time. All the time. Because I have one of our community members, one of our moderators, her she has this affinity to opossum, and it sometimes equates like she likes to play tank, and when she runs in, she tells us like, I'm just sitting here screaming, ah! So we use those A's. I use those A's all the time. Anyway, hi everyone, welcome in. If you're new here, my name is Carrie, and I am an MMORPG variety streamer. So I stream games like ESO, Palia, which is what I'm playing tonight. Occasionally, I will play 14. And I'm actually considering getting back into it. And I don't know, what did I miss? Sometimes Guild Wars 2. I'll play like the Guild Wars 2 events. Anyway, welcome in. Great to meet you. Nico, thank you again so very much for the raid. Oh, you were playing Oblivion Remastered. It's on my wish list. I own too many games I haven't played yet. So I haven't bought it, even though I've been streaming ESO for 4 years. But gosh, yeah, it's been a long time. A lot's changed. For me at least. I hope you've been well. Ella, hello, good to see you. How are you tonight, Ella? We got to do one of the raids. Not raids, fates. One of the fates. Not the last one, but the one before. Finally up on the moon, and it was really cool. We dug a big hole. Anyway, thank you so much again for the raid, Nico. It's wonderful to see you. I hope you had a wonderful time with your stream. I hope you're enjoying Oblivion Scrolls 4 or Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I have it on my wish list, but I don't think I'm gonna buy it. I have already too many games that I've bought that I haven't played yet. Great to meet you all. Thank you again so very much for the raid. Much appreciated. You're also playing Palia right now. Awesome. What do you think of Elderwood? Have you played for a while, Dreamer? Okay, these glasses are stuck on my headphones. There we go. They were stuck on my headset. I was like, what the heck is going on? Finished getting your platinum trophy for Expedition 33. Wonderful. Another game that I've heard amazing things about. Also on my wish list, but I will likely never get it. Okay, all right, so we finally found record number 1 from the desk of Aris. For those of you that are maybe new to Palia, today, Palia released their first expansion. There's a new, if you play MMOs, I'm sure you're probably familiar with how an expansion works. This one is similar. to others. So there's a new zone, new quests, new systems built into the game, and all of the new things that come along with that when there is an addition to a game. So Palia is free to play. They just recently released compatibility for PlayStation and Xbox. So it is now, I think, as fully cross-platform as it can get. It originally released as a PC client, and then it went to Steam, and then it was introduced to the Switch. And now it's available on PS5 and Xbox S and X. And they are all cross-play, cross-platform. So it's a free game. Their model is you pay for premium glamours. You pay for outfits and just premium fluff, appearances, pets, things like that are what you pay for, but you don't have to pay to play any of the game. Okay, so this is the first record that we missed. We were supposed to get this one first. So we read them out of order, but what are we going to do? All right, from the desk of Horus. Ever since I discovered how to synthesize Cosmoflow, the money has been coming nonstop. Everything I ask for, I am granted. It's hard not to let this sort of power get to my head. The king himself came to visit the other day to test out the new Hydra potions. If something had gone wrong, and I was responsible for king-growing tentacles, or a second head, instead he said the taste was refreshing, and that he felt slightly more energetic than he had before. Then he patted me on the shoulder. I'm embarrassed to admit it made me blush. But if this new power can lead to a better life for our people, I can handle a little discomfort. If they try to interview me for the paper again, though, I'm turning them down. And on the corner of the page is a letter in bright red, a Q, a capital Q. I'm guessing we have to enter these in order because they don't spell anything. They don't form any sort of actual word. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, this is the entrance. So we've got to go all the way here. Oh, no! Heck, I thought I was... Shoot. I went the wrong way. You love Elderwood. Yeah, you played for a year or so. Nice, nice. Yeah, me too. I think a little longer than that. I first started with closed beta. Let's see. We need to go this way, right? And up, and then down. This way, and then down here. And then this, no. This way and down. Yeah. I'm shocked I'm remembering this. Okay. And we found a treasure chest in here too. I think it was back here. There's a treasure chest, I think, behind this pipe, or... It's behind one of the pipes in one of these rooms. If you have your headphones on, you'll be able to hear it. Oh, shucks. Which way did I... Oh, boy. Oh, heck. I'm turned around now. I don't remember which way I came. Okay. I came down the hole, so I need to climb up, right? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to guess that we need to enter these in order. Should I make a note first? I mean, they are in... Did they put them in order in here? No. Number 1. So this is capital Q. I wonder if I need to write this down somewhere. Hold on. Let me open up Notepad on my other computer. Okay, Q. For the first one. And then... lowercase s. Oh, shucks. Lowercase s. Okay. And then... Sorry, this is so slow going. I'm trying to manage 2 PCs here. This one is, oh, that's number 5. Hold on. 2, 4, 5, 6. They're in the order I found them. 3. This one is, hi, Nami J. Hello, hello. No, you. Please correct me if I said your name wrong. Hi. Good to see you. How have you been? This is a 7, so the next one is 7. Okay. Number 4 is next. 4 is a question mark. This is an excellent password, by the way. Okay, question mark. And then number 5, or 5, is a lowercase v. 6. Is this the percent? Percent. Excellent password. And then 7. Wait, is that 7? Yeah. Is a J, a capital J. What a great password. You're doing good. You just finished work, so you picked up some sushi. Yummy! I love sushi. Love sushi. That sounds perfect. Your old tower fan died after like 7 years. Got a new one that has Wi-Fi and Alexa functionality. It's a nice upgrade over the old one. Oh my gosh, Ella, I've never even heard of that. You got a fan for your PC that has Wi-Fi and smart capabilities? You had to put your recording in order and then open each one to write down the red letter or character. Yeah, that would have been smarter. I did what I had to do. Lady Riot, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thanks for hanging out. I hope tomorrow's a better day for you. I appreciate the lurk. Thank you, thank you. Oh. Okay, so let's enter the password. Please enter password. Hint. I put the pieces of the password in the logbooks I kept. 7 in total. If you want what's kept past this flow wall, you better know exactly what you're asking for. Don't make our same mistakes. Well, little do you know I'm human, so. Log in. Enter first character as a Q. Second character is S. Third character is 7. Fourth character question mark. Fifth character V. Percent J. Ready to submit. Password accepted. Welcome, Aris. Menu. Temple of the Cosmos. Status online. Oh. Messages. Select inbox. From admin 2. I know what you're doing, Aris. Progress on the research I requested has all but stalled. No more supplies will be approved for your projects until I see something change. Remember, this is for the security of Valeria. Either you're a patriot or you're a traitor. I know which side I would choose. A lot of this is really hitting home, huh? Messages. From Titus. Yo. Found this address deep in the files while I was messing around with the gardener's flow walls. Is there really a 5th facility? How come none of us knew about it? What are you working on over there? Okay. From question mark, 9,024 files corrupted. Please contact administrator. Okay. And from Titus again. Okay, babe. I'll delete your messages from my inbox. Sorry. Just want to make sure you're fine and still, alive. We're locked up tight here over at the garden. Connection might drop at any moment. If it does, I'm coming to find you. Just be safe and keep trying to save the world, okay? Okay, menu. User logs. User admin 1. Action engage mirror protocol. Successful. Date logged 3 million days ago. User Aris. Disengage. Oh, I didn't see that first date. Disengage mirror protocol. Result successful. Date logged. A different day. Okay, I've got to pay attention to the dates. Of the same day? Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Wait, no, wait. I need to go back. I need to go back. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay. Let's do this again. Okay, so let's pay attention to the day. Admin 1, engage mirror protocol, and it's 790, I guess. 365 6790. 365 7045. So even further back. So we're going back in time. So approximately 50 days. It was re-engaged after it was disengaged. Engage Cosmos Protocol Tempo Lockdown. 70445. That was the same day, right? Engage Protocol Artifact Lockdown. Successful same day. Send message recipient Titus. The day before that. Okay. Disengage Cosmos Protocol Tempo Lockdown. Successful. 45 days before that. Okay. Enable safe mode. Same day. Engage Cosmos Protocol Tempo Lockdown. Successful. Same day. Admin 1. Yesterday. So admin 1. So this is where we think that Tamala is admin 1, right? Or has the admin 1 password or something, right? Okay. Yesterday. Disable safe mode. Yesterday. Okay. And then protocols. Please select protocol to see status. Mirror protocol. Mirror protocol status. Lunar connection. Lunar connection engaged. Tap connection engaged. Check tap status. Checking tap status. Standby. ... Elderwood tap active. Whoa, some other tap question mark out of 344 and errors. Mirror protocol. Okay. Oh, we can disengage the mirror protocol. I don't think I should do that. Okay. Let's check the Cosmos protocol. Facility lockdown, disengage. Artifact lockdown, disengage. Engage facility lockdown. Disengage artifact lockdown. Oh. Interesting. Let's go back to the menu. Let's exit. Entering standby. So there were several different selections we could have made while we were in there. I was tempted to disengage the artifact protocol.
With you at my side.
But let's see what she has to say. Okay, any updates? Okay, here's what I found. These notes are quite concerning, and I must admit, a little fascinating. The Order's records don't have anything of this depth about the end of humanity. I will take them for the moment to go over in my own time. For now, we need to address the information you found on the console. Based on everything, it is reasonable to deduce that the Cosmos Protocol was involved in locking this place away and restricting access to the staff. The Mirror Protocol, meanwhile, is connected to the light show last night, and the beam we can clearly see emitting from the orb. Were there any mentions of other temples or other possible locations? It says the Elderwood tab is active. A tap, but to what? That's to the flow, right? I suppose the only way to find out is to visit the Elderwood ourselves. I admit, I fear I have taken our friendship for granted. I know you've helped me in so many missions already, but this one's different. The stakes are higher, and it is not your job to throw yourself into danger for others' sakes. I won't ask this again, but I need to know. Are you with me to wherever this journey takes us? Like, duh. Of course. That's a relief. I was not looking forward to doing this on my own, as much as I didn't want to pressure you. It is a-okay. Well, now that that is taken care of, I need to inform my superiors from the Order and loop Eshe in on everything that's happened. Which means I need you to scout ahead in the Elderwood. Keep your senses sharp. We know very little about the situation in the forest, and it is better to be overly cautious than reckless. If you find yourself in any true danger, I will know and I will find you. Oh, cool. I should be just behind you anyway. I can't imagine this should take too long. Allow me to escort you to the exit before we part ways. Well, I want to go disengage the artifact protocol. Oh no, can I? Doesn't that give me the staff? I want it. I needs it. Give me the staff. Okay. I guess that's it. So I also guess that this is going to remain open. We can go back in here if we want to. I wonder if we can still interact with the console. I don't know. I've already spent a lot of time over here and I'm very anxious to get to Elderwood. Wait. I've lost my way. All right. Well, it did put me back at the beginning, so I feel like I can come back and check the temple another time. Or the I meant the console. All right. Enter Elderwood through the gate in Bahari. Okay, I will do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just gonna take the I was gonna take the stable. I saved the map button. I don't know, I don't like to use it even though that's what it's totally there for. Like I feel like if I can get there in less than 10 minutes, I won't push the button. So I'm gonna go to Central Bahari. And then go to the one outside of the hub. Oh, I should have gone home. I should have gone home. Shucks. Didn't think that one through, did I? Let's see. It is the outskirts, right? Shucks. That was not smart. All right, the long way. I've taken the long way. Let's go. Finally gonna make it there. I'm glad to have taken the time to go through the patch notes, though. I am glad to have taken the time to do the quest and read through everything. Very interesting stuff. Okay, so we are done with the future so bright. Thank you, Ella. Thanks for redeeming. Okay. Oh, so it's like one of those, like when you leave your plot, it's a zone. Okay, it's our first time going in. Take another bite. Hey, Charmy, I caught up with you. Ooh. Already see stuff I need to pick up. Oh, what is that? What is that? What did I get? A Veil Pixie. So I had surmised by reading through the... Oh, why is this so glowy? What is this? Oh, it's got the... Oh, it's got the flow on it, right? Okay. Oh, there's Mujin in here.
Nothing is more important than family.
Oh, hi, Nio. Where did you come from? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Oh, me? Well, it's kind of a long story, but if you've got time. See, I usually handle repairs for the stables in the area around Kilima. I mostly focus on Bahari and the village, but lately I've been trying to fix up the one in the Elderwood too. Because the Elderwood has always been here and the villagers totally knew about it already. Right? No, it's fine. This is fine. Not a lot of people head out this way, but I thought it might be a good project to handle in my spare time. The problem is, the Elderwood looks a little different from the last time I was here. It's never been a super cheerful place, but the goop floating in the air is new. I'm not a scaredy cat or anything, but the vibes are off. And I've told Aoni enough campfire stories to know you don't go wandering into dark woods alone. I see one of these little frog floating in the air. But now that you're here, maybe we can be each other's backup. Do you see the frog floating in the air? No, it's behind my camera. Dang it. It's just floating. I hope it's still doing it when I'm done so I can show you. Anyway, now that you're here, maybe we can be each other's backup. I was heading to the stables. Let's do it. Thanks. I'll meet you there. If either of us runs into trouble, just holler real loud. Okay. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. There was one of these. Grumpy granite rock hopper. It was a rock hopper. And it was it looked like it did like its jump, so it was like this as if it were jumping, but it didn't change its position. It would float from one spot to another. I hope I see another one. It was hilarious. Okay. Ooh, what is that? Oh. Okay. All right, we're here. We're here. Just been on the other side of this wall the whole time, and these guys knew about it. Oh, what was that? What was that? It sounds like one of the hoppers, but I don't see it anywhere. Oh, there it is. I scared it off. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Meet Nio by the Elderwood Stables. Oh, great. Right here. Oh, these are all the same markings that were on the map in the patch notes that I was showing everyone. Okay, no problem. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love the color scheme. I know I'm not supposed to go this way, but I'm curious. Oh. Just checking things out. Okay. It looks like a fancy sundrop lily, right? Like an elderwood sundrop lily. Oh, nope, I'm going the wrong way. I need to go this way. So one improvement that I think would be amazing for this game would be a mini-map. I would love to see a mini-map in this game. I know they're working hard. The game's technically still in beta. They've made so many additions and improvements. I would love to see a true mini-map. Hey, Timtor. Can I re-invite? Oh, it shows me you're still in my party. Yeah, of course I can. You got it. Oh, I see all my friends playing. Even Swanee's playing. Oh. I gotta kick you out first, I guess. I'll re-invite you. Wow, beautiful. Okay, so I need to go this way. Oh, okay. Okay, almost there. Oh, what is that? Is that the new, oh, it's Palium. Okay. Oh, cutscene. Okay. going, Timtor? Good to see ya. As you enter the cave leading towards the Elderwood stables, you feel a heavy weight settling on your shoulders. The shadows that fill this space seem almost alive, clinging to your limbs like an unwelcome guest as you move. Ooh. Freaky. With every step, you feel a growing sense of wrongness. You are not wanted here. Oh, heck. Don't let it get you down. Take a deep breath. Make a rude gesture at your surroundings. Ignore it and keep going. Take that! Like, what? It's funny. I'm just gonna take a deep breath. You take a deep breath and then another. Slowly, the feeling lessens, and the next step you take is easier. Perhaps it was all in your head. Ooh, look at that bug. I want to help catch that. Oh, you need special ammo. Oh, we can't hit that. Got it. Okay. Ooh, fancy. Okay. Near the waterfall. I remember that from the patch notes. I'm going the wrong way. I'm going the wrong way. It's this way. I need a mini map. Oh, there's something here for me to loot. Nice. White stone. Cool. I don't know how I got it. I keep going off track. It's because I don't have a mini map. Okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll stop. Ooh, look at this cool place. Oh. Oh, okay. Trading post. A wardrobe. Is this like a crafting station? All right, all right. Ooh, look at this. Are these the artifacts? Right. Okay. Oh, war-torn, Umbron, and ancient. Okay. Oh, hey, Gigi Pawn. What's up? How do I go to stickers? What's up, Gigi Pond? Oh, you have the... Oh, I want one of these. You have the pet I want.